Hello, Sergeant. How are you? Good to see you. Hopefully these allergies go away in a second here. Alright, just finishing setting up the stream here. Go ahead and set up the flight while we're waiting on the strip. There we go, just to get the stream update. I wish they would streamline this a little bit to make it a little bit easier to set up the stream. It does end up being kind of a delayed process. Alright, good. We'll just post this to Discord, and then I will be good to get in here. Alright, good. So we're going to be going back from Buffalo. Went to Buffalo yesterday out of JFK, and that's what we're going to do for now. And then it's a short flight, so we'll probably do another short flight out of JFK. Good. Good. All right, so let's plan this up. I think we're good to go here. All right, so we're going to be going out to Buffalo. So KBUF. Buffalo. All right, we're going to be going to JFK. Okay, JFK. I'm going to go high altitude airways. I grabbed the actual flight from yesterday that did this. So we can run gates and everything else and plan altitudes and everything else. Let's see what they're planned for. They are currently filed for 3. They're going east, so it's got to be probably 2.9. Let me see if it's... Nope, they filed for 2.5, and then it looks like they climb for weather. So file for 250. So let's go up to 250. Now there's 250. And we'll check, oh, that's interesting. They came over the north and came in on south runways. That's interesting. So they actually took, last night, this is the path they took. I don't know. Looks like they almost did this and they came down and around over Bridgeport and did this. But again, that's yesterday. So we're going to go ahead and I'll check the weather here. So let's see. We've got... see who's taking off of what out of Buffalo. Wind's at 200, so let's see. Likely runway 32 looks, could be 23. Let me quickly look at the, wish I could run the ATIS. Let's see if I can go on AirNav and grab the METARs and TAFs. We'll look at those. Do a little bit more flight planning stuff here. Thank you, Amanda. Appreciate that. Put a little message up on the Discord today, thanking all the members. Appreciate you guys. Put that in recognition too. But thank you very much, Amanda. Good to see you. How's it going there, Citrus? Hello, hello. All right, let's see. Did I get display cap on? I did not. All right, here's the KBUF. So we're looking at the METAR. METAR is, let's see if I can zoom into it. METAR comes out every hour, and that will tell you essentially the current weather. So here's the METAR for Buffalo. So 03 is the third day of the month. So that's October 3rd at 14:54 Zulu. Zulu is Greenwich Mean Time, and so we would at this time of year we drop 4 hours for East Coast time, which is where Buffalo is. So that would be 10:54 Zulu or 10:54 local. So that was 40. That's coming up on an hour old. So it's still the current METAR, but it's almost an hour old, and they'll put out a new one. So wind is at 200 at 8 knots, 10 statute mile visibility, so we have really clear skies. Scattered, that's 26,000 feet, so there's no cloud ceiling. Temperature is 17, dew point is 09. That's one of the reasons it's clear. If these two numbers are close together, that's generally when you'll get a lot of fog, cloud, precipitation. Altimeter is 3009. Remarks. We don't need to really worry about that. That's moisture monitoring. This is sea level pressure, and that would be 1192. We don't really need that. Looking at the TAF here, we can quickly see what the weather is going to turn into. All right, so let's see. Try to find times here. Just looking at the TAF. So this will tell us from what time. So third day of the month from 1400 Z, which is 10 a.m. Local, to the third at that would be noon local. Wind's going to be 2107, 230 at 9. So winds are staying steady. Few at 25,000. As you can see, we go up to here from 1800, which is 4 p.m. Local. So you see the weather is not deteriorating at all. Wind gets a little gusty here up at this point. That's from 2100 Z. So it's or that's from this time. But so we'll be clear going out of there. So that's good. Let's go ahead and we need to check JFK. And so I want to see if we need an alternate, anything else like that. I doubt it. It's been pretty stable lately after all the hurricane weather left. All right, so what we need for, if we need to find out if we need an alternate, it's the 3-2-1 rule. So 1 hour before arrival, 1 hour after arrival, we need 3 statute miles visibility and at least 2,000-foot ceilings. If we have that, because we do have instrument approaches in JFK, we do not need an alternate. So JFK here, wind is at 210 at 6. 10 statute miles, broken at 3,400. Broken is a ceiling layer, so we have more than 2,000 feet. We're fine. So we do not need an alternate, so no alternate filings. And then these are close by airports here. We'll check the TAF. So we should be arriving, let's say, an hour. So that would be, let's see. Let's say we get out of there at 12. So 12 and 4, that's 1600 Z. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the time for 1600 Z. That's 15. So this would be 1 hour before, 1 hour after. So these are the two we're looking at here. So broken at 2,500. Broken is a ceiling layer, but we need at least, we need at least 2,000 feet. We have it. We have plus 6 statute miles, which is greater than 3, of course, so that's good. Broken at 5,000. That's greater than 2, so we're good. So this shows us right here that we do not need an alternate. So no alternate today. All right, and then likely they're running the 2-2s, I would say, if wind's at 2. Let's see where that is right now. 210 at 6. They're probably landing the 2-2s. We expect that. So either 2-2 right or 2-2 left. I'll probably leave it blank. I like them to decide. I might put it in the FMS, but I'm not going to plan it. And then I don't know what runway they're taking off of here. It doesn't really matter. Probably, let's see. 200, that's 30 degrees off. So yeah, you're going to be 120 degrees off the other way. So likely going to be taking off of runway 23. So we'll plan on that. All right, a little bit of flight planning there. I will be getting the 2024. I probably won't get it right away. You know, I might give it a month or so. That actually looks like they're taking off of 3-2. Yep. Let me see. Somebody just looked like they took off of the wrong side of this runway. You get somebody waiting right here to take off of 3-2, so we'll plan on 3-2. Yeah, we'll just plan on 3-2. All right, we went in. Let's see what gate the actual flight took off of, out of. 26. Let's actually, I think we went into gate 22. Let's see. Yeah, we went into gate 22, I think, last time. So we'll set, I think it was here, actually. Let's set that as a departure, because I'm kind of just trying to finish the flight from yesterday. So that's good. Buffalo 8 off of 3-2 is fine. That's good. Go down the south here. I actually don't want to go down the south here because likely, let's see what they're landing here in JFK. I can see from, all right, so see the airplanes going this way? That means they're taking off going this way. So they're going to be taking off of 13 right. So it doesn't preclude them landing this way. I don't see any landing aircraft coming in yet, so I'm trying to figure this out. Should be able to land 22 right with a hold short. Wind is at 210, so 22 right, and then our gates are over here. So let's plan on 22 right. And so I kind of want to come on, probably do this one. Oh, stop that. Let's see, maybe this one here. Yeah, let's do the IGN, approach automatic on that. Yeah, let's do that. Ooh, that's ugly. Okay, it has it going down the Hudson River. That's fine. Yeah, that's probably more what we'd be doing. So runway 32, Buffalo 32. I gotta fix this. As you can see, if you click on stuff, the game's then. Nope, actually it still has the gate. All right, perfect. Check, make sure altitude didn't get screwed up. That's good. Let's go ahead to customization. We're supposed to be. Let's see, flight. What is it? 5088. Oh, stop. Click on that and then double click. 5088. Thank you. All right. Go to weight and balance. Fuel. What's that going to give us for fuel? Let's see. It doesn't gallons. I want it pounds. That's heavy. Let's go down. Let's say, I'd say 35. 36% is probably good right there. That's good. All right. Now I got to go back and check a bunch of stuff because the game likes to change things on me, like altitudes. All right, that's all good. All right, let's plan on this. That's good, man. Sometimes it's good to be busy. Makes you appreciate the times when you get some time off. Busy myself. I'll try to get a little picture for the thumbnail here when we spawn in. Oh, that's a real nice blurry picture. Oh, that was actually a good one there when it finally de-blurred. Let's grab this one for my pick here. There we go. And I'll have that to make a thumbnail later. Alright, good. Right, we're going to go ahead and we will shut off track IR for right now. Listen, I pressed track IR. Shut it off. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go get this started up and then I'm going to grab the origination checklist. We're going to start as though this is a cold, dark aircraft and it's our first flight. Want to get this memorized as much as possible. Flows you memorize, checklists are used to check your flows. So, all right, let's go to aircraft here. We want to do door. That's all good. Cold and dark. That's fine. All right, so we're good to start going here. Circuit breakers are all checked and closed. Nose wheel steering is off. Hydraulic pumps are off. Landing gear levers down. Flight spoiler set to 0. Flap set to 0. Radars are off. ADG handle is stowed, and flap emergency flap is in the normal position. Battery master switch is coming on. Go ahead. I'm going to run a fire test here. I want to make sure that if the APU were to catch on fire, that we'd be able to tell. So do a quick fire test there. We're going to go to the electrics page on DC. We want to make sure we have at least 26 volts. We do. We're going to go ahead and we're going to open up the door. Should put it back on status page first. But APU in bite, SOV valve open, APU doors open. That means we can spin. Right, APU spinning. Hello, Walter. How are you? That's good, Sergeant. Appreciate that. Yeah, I used to listen to a lot of streams and podcasts when I was driving. All right, APU is about to come up. All right, APU is up. All right, so we want to make sure we check the electrics. AC is being run by the APU. DC is being run by the APU hydraulics and 3A. 3,000 PSI, we're good. All right, go ahead, and the IRSs are on. Oh shit, I should have done this first, but this doesn't always do that, which is annoying. Here, let's do it again. All right, so you see we get this red symbology. It takes time for the IRSs to align. They're a bunch of lasers, and they're aligning on prisms, and that's one of the ways that you can tell how you're moving, and it's for navigation. And so it takes time for it to align, so you want to get to that early. That's why we do that early. All right, let's get FMS initialization set up here. So position in we're going to go Buffalo. KBUF. Next page, we're going to grab the GPS for our exact position because it's giving us the GPS of the airport. Flight plan, we're going to go KBUF. And I'm going to be going KJFK. All right, KJFK, destination there. All right, I'll put in approach, and then we'll fix it later if it's different. All right, perf, let's go ahead and get this set up here for performance. All right, so let's go full boat on pastures. 7101 is good. All right, 1195 on cargo, and then what was fuel again? 7101. 78 passengers going in there. All right, that's good. Cruising altitude is going to be flight level. I think it was 250. All right, VNAV looks good. Yep. All right, departure arrival. We're going to be doing the, I believe we're doing the Buffalo 7. Let me quickly, Buffalo 7, I think Buffalo 7 off 3-2. I got to quickly just check the stream and see what it actually says. Stand by 1 sec. So I forgot. So I got to back up the stream again and just check it to see if that's what it is. What it is. Because I usually write it down and I forgot. Let's see. Buffalo 8, which is probably the same because, again, the game, sometimes the database is out. 3-2. All right, that's good. Execute that. We'll go ahead to departure arrival. We'll pick something for JFK. It'll probably change. Let's expect ILS 22 right, and then what? I forgot what we're doing in there, and I already closed the video. Damn it! It was the IGN one, and then I got to check the flight plan to see what we have for the transition is going to be best. They'll tell us transition, so I might just leave it on vectors and I'll add the transition. So here's IGN. And then, yeah. Vectors will take us somewhere on here. As you can see, it's Woogle, Rushy, CMUG, Mahal. I don't know where Symbol or Norton is, so we'll wait on that. So I'll run it as vectors. And then once I know that, I can fix it. So we'll execute that. That's good. All right, good. Let's go ahead and we'll put in the intermediary points that we need to. So pretty simple off of here. It's just runway heading. 318 heading for 2.5 nautical miles and on course. So real simple. Buffalo's not a busy area. You get in the busy airports, that's when you get the standard departures, the stars that are very, in depth because you have to stay away from all of the airspace. Beeps. All right. All right, MEMS. Cody. ARK. A-R-R-K-K, huh? A-R-R-K-K. So ARK is not in the system, so we'll just go right to the next one. It's fine. IRL, you'd have to put it in, but it would already be in the database. Database would be up to date, but the game doesn't care if I skip one, so I'm that's not going to do TOS either, huh? We'll just go direct IGN then. All right, that's fine. Clear, please. Clear. Stop. Get off the spoiler. Thanks. IGN to there, and then that's good. We'll execute that. All right, good. Flight plan's in there. Let's see. Let's go to MFD. Let's go there and shut off the airports there, and then index. As you don't go through the index, we're good on that. So I think we're good there. Let's go ahead to flight plan. We'll copy the active flight plan. You see it's already put in runway 32. We don't have to do that. It's in. All right, we'll go legs on that one. That one's good. All right, let's continue here. What's that? Okay, that can go. Like 5 windows up here. There we go. All right, good. All right, the walk around's complete. All right, let's go ahead and we can start checking on the rest of the. Internal, external, pre-flight complete. Pedal seats and harness, just crew oxygen mask. I'm not going to worry about today. Audio panel is fine. Electrical power panel is checked. Let's go ahead and turn on recirc and the recirc fan in the packs. That's on. I'm just going to go through this stuff. This is all flow stuff, so I'm just going through here. All right. Hydraulic check. We can go auto on all the hydraulics, so they'll automatically come on when they have pressure. Just checking cabin pressure. Let's set, I think it was like 1,000 was good for the cabin on the way out. And then we'll do like sea level. There's a lot of, when there's hurricanes and stuff, JFK floods. So the area around JFK floods. So full sea level area around New York. All right, that's fine for takeoff. Not going to worry about stall test. Windshield heat is low. Emergency lights are armed. Standby compass is checked. Nose wheel steering is off. Clock EFIS is checked. Instrument panels checked. ICAS is checked. Anti-skid test, not going to worry about. I'll do the overheat test real quick. All right, gear bay overheat is checked. Upper pedestal checked. Thrust lever quadrant checked. Avionics check. Trims, let's set them. So let's go to flight controls. Let's check. We are at 7.2. Let's make sure that's in there. 7.2 is good. All right, 7.2 is in there. All right, passenger signs. Passenger signs are on. Land elevation set. Boost pumps are coming on. Let's grab ATIS. Reserves are a 9er. They're a 9. Alpha. All right, let's run a checklist real quick here. Right, before start, checklist, passenger signs on, land elevation set, altimeters are set, 3009, and we're within 75 feet of field elevation. FMS check set, IRS is aligned. Radios and nav aids are set. Takeoff brief, and we'll be taking off runway 32. We have, I believe, 8,000 feet of runway. Anything before 80 knots, we're going to go ahead. And we'll stop. Anything critical after 80 knots and before V1, we will stop on the runway. After V1, we're going to go ahead and take it in the air. We'll come back around for 3-2. All right, takeoff briefing's complete. All right, clear to start. There's 20%. Flaps coming in. All right, check some chat here. How's it going there, Owl? Good to see Owl. Our brakes coming on. All right, no hung start, no hot start. Beautiful. Hello, Ronnie. How are you? Glad you're enjoying it, Ronnie. All right, engine number 1 is up. Let's spool 2. Spinning 2. There's 20%. You see we get a normal ITT temp. If, for example, if this stalled out, the N2 and this temperature went screaming high, that's a hot start. You'd stop it, dry motor, go through the checklist. Also get a hung start where the N2 never spools up and it gets hot. Usually that can be caused by a number of things. Tailwind, too high of a tailwind, or you put the fuel in too early will give you a hot start. All right, let's go ahead. Let's look at electric. AC is being covered by the engines. DC is being covered by the engines. Hydraulics is all set there. Nose wheel steering's on. Thrust reversers. Let's go to flight controls. Flight controls are free and correct. I'm doing a different rudder setup here. Put something to help me with that. All right, that's good. All right, let's go ahead and put track IR on here. All right, there we go. Sitting far enough back. All right, 3-2 via Charlie. All right, generators auto, electric valves check, bleed valves are auto, packs are on. APU, did I shut the APU off? I did not. Let's shut the APU off. APU is off. Anti-ice is going to be off, and nose wheel steering is armed after start checklist. Slats flaps set to 8. Flight controls are free and correct. Trims are green and at 7.2. Thrust reversers are armed. Flight instruments are checked. Brake temperatures checked. Taxi checklist complete. All right. All right, we're clear taxi here. Ooh, what's my seat doing here? We're in a weird position here. I don't know. Maybe it's the zoom. All right, do a brake check. Brakes are good. All right, see the brakes are on the pedals. I gotta just grab a taxi diagram here. So via Charlie, they said. What's up with my thrust? Shit. Stand by, I gotta work. My thrust lever's not working. Ugh, that's annoying. Try to replug it, see what happens. Damn it, I love it when that happens. It's like such a long setup process. Let me shut off track IR for a second. And then you end up having a controller issue. It takes forever to get all this stuff done. Yeah, that's me plugging that in. It just gave me the gear discovery, which is fine. That means it's probably reading now. There we go. All right, it was just loose. All right, we're good. All right, here's the taxi. Parking brake? Did I put the parking brake back on? I guess I did. There we go. All right, so we're going to be going via Charles, which is actually Delta. These smaller airports, the game it has problems with, so the game ends up having the wrong taxiway signs on there. Big airports like JFK, I think, you know, because it's such a busy airport and it's such a popular airport, that the likelihood is they get the stuff more correct there. Somewhere like Buffalo, I think, I don't know what they're using for a database. But for example, they told us taxi via Charlie, and it's Delta. So, which, you know, it's understandable, but it's also like, you know, all they're doing is they're making it a pain in the ass for people who don't know what they're doing. Like, they're going to be looking around for Charlie, and they're not going to see it, you know? So, something I'd like to see them fix in the next one. Alright, so this should be coming up on Delta. I can't see. Alright, we got a quick taxi here. Alright, checklist complete. Let's go back to status page. Eventually. So you can see top message there. Oh, what does that say? Why does it not give me... Here, standby. Flaps are fucked up at the moment. That's good. So one thing I'm checking... I'll tell you, it's an actual real Endeavor taking off. Or taxiing here. Standby. Here, I'll show you something. So we've got a problem here that's an easy fix, but it was something, I don't know when it happened, but if we look... Oh, you know what it was? It was when I plugged in the, when I plugged in my thrust quadrant. See how I put the flaps to 30? So before you take off, you want to check right here, which is what I just looked at, and that's how I knew we had a problem. It does not say takeoff config OK. So we can take off, I think, up to 20 degrees of flaps. So we're going to put our flaps to 8. All right. And then we need to take off the parking brake. And if you look here, takeoff config is okay. That means that we're in configuration for takeoff. So you need to check that before you take off, or else would have accidentally taken off with 30 degrees of flaps, which would not been good. You know, so that's one of the reasons why you have a system like that. All right. Toga. Transponders on. All right, lights are on. We're good to go. Yeah, so it's important to check the takeoff config. On the 145, we had a button, and we'd push the button on the taxi out, and we'd go takeoff config OK. So we have a displaced threshold. We can take off on the displaced threshold, but we cannot land on the displaced threshold. So. All right, Toga. Thrust set. Airspeed's alive. $80 knots. I didn't put the speeds in. V1 rotate. Positive rate. Gears coming up. Alright, let's get my speed. Let's go to 200 there. The nose down. All right, Buffalo departure, and now we can turn on course. So we're going to be going direct to, there we go, just turned over. Let's go ahead and put it on nav. So we stay on that heading until we get to that point. All right, coming to climb. detent. I doubt we can see the falls. Where's the falls? I can't remember what side the falls is on. It's either here or it's over here. I think it's here. I think, if memory serves, it drains from here to there, but I'm not sure. I'd have to look. You see, we took off of, which ones? Where's the terminal? 3-2, so we took off this way, came looped around like that. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll start to accelerate. I'll take off track IR, I don't need it on right now, it makes it hard to see. I'll do a checklist here in 2 seconds. Alright, let's get the climb checklist going. Fuel cross leads auto, APU and bleeds are off, thrust reversers are off, and CAS is checked. Climb check is complete. That's an easy one. I'll quickly look at Niagara Falls and see which side the falls is on. Up there was perfect. It was showing me the map. Okay. Niagara Falls. Okay, so Niagara Falls is in the middle. It looks like it's in the middle. Yep, it's in the middle. So let's see if I can see it. So Niagara Falls is right around, where the hell is it? I'm looking on the map here, so stand by. It's past that. It's up here somewhere on the river. It's up there somewhere on the river. Alright, we're through 10. We chime the flight attendant. (240), thank you much. (240). Alright, we catch up with chat now that we're in the air. How's it going? Oh, Sergeant's on the Twitch too. We see Sergeant there as well. Hello, hello, thank you, thank you. Hello, Alistair, how are you? Good to see everybody. Glad everybody's hanging out. That's nice. Alright. I am very happy that Twitch finally got rid of the spam that was going on, because it was constant spam every day on Twitch of like, buy viewers here. And they're finally starting to get them, which I appreciate. Very nice. There's a flight attendant talking to the people. She's serving sandwiches, which is appreciated. Sandwiches are delicious. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and we'll start looking and see what I want to do for the next flight here. Alright, we can get rid of all our Buffalo stuff. JFK, I'm going to start pulling plates for JFK. We're doing the IGN something in there. Let's see, where is it? I don't see it. So likely it is, they changed that arrival. Let me quickly look at the, let's see. IGN1. Let's see if I can find that. Alright, standard altimeters. Can I find an IGN1? Let's see. JFK IGN1. Kingston 1 arrival. Alright, we've got it. So, pretty simple arrival, it looks like. So, we're going to Princeton, Kingston. We expect Lolly at flight level 200, so that's an at. Then we go to Door, and then we go to Leedy at flight level 190 and 250 knots to LaGuardia. And then we expect vectors for the runways. So expect vectors that way. All right, so that's the arrival. And then I'll bring up 22 right. Whether we'll do 22 right is up to the game. So whatever the landing at JFK. So it looks like if it does symbol, it's having us loop around. So we'll see how they have us go in. If they give us vectors, we'll probably go to Corvette. If not, we're gonna probably go to symbol. That's the final 250. 250. So that's we'll have to see what they give us for, I've got it so it'll automatically give us whatever they're actually landing at JFK. And let's actually look at we're going to gate A12. I'll keep this one up. I'll duplicate it out. Oh, Jesus. Let's completely slow my Chrome. Now, Chrome's been kind of a mess lately. All right, that's 240 for 250. All right, let's see what we get out of JF&K. So my understanding is they're running both airports with the same crews, so they must be using vans or whatever to get people back and forth. Like every once in a while, when I was based out of LaGuardia, we would they'd need us at JFK and they put us in a van and send us over there. They put us in a van and send us down to Newark. Newark's a hike, especially during traffic. If you got to take the van to Newark. All right, we got a JFK to Charlotte. Definitely looks like they run more LaGuardia than JFK. I prefer LaGuardia to JFK. JFK is good for it's good for like a lot of international stuff. It's big and it's a pain in the ass. I'd rather go to LaGuardia. LaGuardia has the shorter runways, so LaGuardia does more of the domestic stuff. Because it's easy to you need the longer runway when you're packed full of fuel going long distance in large aircraft. So. Wow, this website's being a pain in the ass. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. Oversteeving us. The Embraer 145 will go oversteep, oversteep, oversteep. This just makes the beep beep beeps, beeps, beep beeps. And nothing bad happens if you just touch the overspeed like that. You're just barely touching it. $27.47 pass suit. I don't know why I have a lady's voice. Oh, they do have a Jacksonville LaGuardia. Nice. I have not seen any Florida stuff, so that's the first Florida flight I've seen. All right, I think we're going to go to Charlotte, as it is the only flight right now out of JFK on the next leg. And that's not bad. I haven't been to Charlotte in a while, so we'll go to Charlotte. Pretty much no weather over the U.S. There's a little bit in the Gulf of Mexico. There's a little bit off the East Coast, some down around Florida. But it's pretty clear everywhere. Yeah, you've got clouds, but you don't have rain. Because, like, I'm looking at the radar. Radar only shows rain. It doesn't show clouds. Unless there's rain in there. All right, let's go legs. And we expect to be at JFK in 34 minutes with 4,495 pounds of fuel remaining. So, Owl, that flight that, we're concerned about fuel coming in to LaGuardia, it literally didn't go to yellow until we were over the approach lights. So, it actually wasn't that bad of a fuel. Just, we're a little bit over plan, but not by much. So notice how the plane is kind of, see how it's doing leans in the wind? You know, that's when people act in storm arcs like, my plane is angled a little bit. Yeah, your plane's angled a little bit into the wind. And see how, like, if you can kind of see how it's rocking back and well, now it's turning, but it was kind of where it banked a little bit toward the left. And the reason is if you look at the wind, wind's coming off our left. We have a 41 knot tailwind. So we have a pretty strong wind off of our left side. The wing will dip down into the wind so that you don't get pushed to the south of the course. So, you know, it's, you know, you'll hear that in storm arcs a lot. Of people like, you know, my airplane or my helicopter is always banking. Well, where's the wind? You know, it could be perfectly realistic. It could not be. Now, see how it's overcorrecting like crazy? This will happen in real life. Again, it's just PIDs. That's all it's doing. It's overcorrecting. So one thing I do is I'll go half bank, and I'll try to get it to de-oscillate a little bit. But this is essentially the PIDs of the autopilot overcorrecting. And they will do this in real life. And you can just take over and fix it a little yourself if you want. Like one thing we could do is you could, like on the 145 we had a TCS button. You'd press that, you would fix it, you'd fix the course, and then you would put the autopilot back on because the autopilot is just dancing all over town and it's being annoying. And the reason it's doing that is this is a very short leg from here to here. And so because the leg's so short, it makes it so that any bit that you're off course seems bigger. And then as you get into a longer leg, it's not going to be as bad. So if you had a 1,000-mile long leg, you know, you wouldn't have to move much to get back on course. You have a short leg, you have to make big corrections to get back on course. You know, within a certain percentage, essentially. All right, so this looks like the Hudson. Are we going down the Hudson? Let me look. I can't tell if this is the Hudson yet. No, that's not the Hudson, I don't think. Let me look. See if I can see what river that is. No, that's just a feeder band off of the, is that Lake Ontario? I don't know. Let me look. It's good to know these things. Yeah, the Hudson River is where we take our south turn. I was like, that's awfully quick. 33352. No, stop. Let's see if I can find Extol. Probably, I'm trying. That is Cayuga Lake that we just went over. And then before that was Seneca Lake. And they look like they're little bands off of Lake Ontario? Lake Ontario, look at that. We know what we're talking about. And then beyond that, there's Awaska Lake. Oh, wow. Scan Eat LS Lake. Interesting. And then Atisco Lake. It's like a bunch of bands of lakes. Kind of interesting. It's like here are these bands of lakes here. You can see them coming down. And then we're coming down here, and we pretty much, no, we're not quite on the Hudson. Sometimes, some of the arrivals will have you just go down the Hudson River. This one is having us go out towards the west a little bit more. So we're going over the Hudson River, and we're turning over the Hudson River, and then we're heading out a little bit more. That's probably likely. The Hudson River arrivals are probably generally reserved for LaGuardia. So you come down the Hudson, you come past Manhattan, turn around, and then come in for runway 4 into LaGuardia. They might run the same Hudson corridor for if you're coming in and landing. See if JFK will spawn in. Landing this direction, JFK, the 1-3s. Because you have Newark here, so that's why New York is so many complicated arrivals, is because you have, like, this shows the airspace here. You can see it all. This is Newark, that's JFK, that's LaGuardia. And then you have airports up here on Long Island. You have White Plains right there. When I was talking about how short the Bradley flight was yesterday, the hell's Bradley? Trying to find the highways. You know, like they have where's Bradley? Bradley's in the middle here somewhere. Trying to get Bradley to spawn in. I'm trying to do it off the... There's Bradley right there. There's Bradley. So you see how short of a flight that is to Bradley. That's great. Insanely short. Read some chat here. I heard there's a mess between North Carolina and Florida. Yes, there was actually a picture showing. Let's see if we have... I'll see if I can find it. Let's see. I think it was still considered a tropical storm after Helene. I don't know how to spell that. Helene, I think. Yeah, that's it. Here it is. Here's the picture I was thinking about. There's actually a couple good pictures here. Let's kind of look at it. So like you can see, this was the track of Helene right here. It kind of went up this way. It came up here, and then if you look at this picture, you can see the track of the storm came up here, and you see how there's no lights there. So there are a bunch of things on like Reddit where it showed what it looks like normally, and so there's all lights in here. And you see it's all dark in here because that's where everybody's lost power, is in there. So that's a big area. 3325, see ya. Yeah. I lived in Florida for 7 years, and the just listen to the radio quick. Connie. I lived in Florida for 7 years, and you know, the hurricanes and the tropical storms are no joke. And it's like when they tell you to evacuate, it's best to evacuate. You know, like it depends. Let's say it depends. Where I lived, I was far enough inshore that, you know, it like you could still get killed by the winds and everything, and and flooded out by the rain. But I was not close enough to the ocean for storm surge. If you're close to the ocean, it literally could pull your house out into the ocean. And so, like, I understand why people don't want to leave all their stuff, and especially like one of the things that kind of sucks to me, which I wish they would change, is some of the evacuation policies. They don't let you take your pets with you, and so people have to leave their pets. And so I wouldn't leave my pets. And so, you know, a lot of those people decide to stay to essentially protect their pets. And so what I think they should be doing is, I understand the logistics is difficult bringing the pets, but at least, like, you know, have some sort of system where they can, like, for example, they have doggy daycares where they have a bus roll up and, you know, they put all the dogs in the bus. Like, have some sort of setup where they can get all these pets taken so that, you know, that would help people feel comfortable to leave, because I wouldn't leave the pets behind. You know, I'd stay with the pets. You know, that's like right now, even up around me, in the dog and cat shelters, there are a lot of Florida cats and dogs for rescue, because, you know, they either get abandoned or they get lost or something, and then you have tons and tons of, you know, lost pets, and so they bring them up to be rehomed. And like a lot of people, you know, they're gonna have no money because, like, you know, the flood insurance in Florida is already subsidized and it's incredibly expensive. Like you could pay thousands and thousands, you could pay a couple thousand a month in flood insurance, because your house, you might lose your house 3 times in 30 years. So that means that your house is going to cost 4 times what it costs if you have to do a total. And so the insurance company needs to recoup that money. And so it could literally be thousands of dollars a month just for flood insurance. So a lot of people don't carry it. So when they lose their house, they lose everything. And now they have a pet that they can't, you know, monetarily take care of either. So a lot of them surrender them. But that's something I would like to see them work on, to try to make sure that, you know, people feel like they can actually leave, because their pets aren't going to just be abandoned, you know. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, Florida is pretty much like, my understanding is that, like, a lot of the insurance companies are just completely pulling out of Florida. So it's hard, like, you have very limited choice, and then it's incredibly expensive. And that's also the, you know, flood insurance is subsidized by the federal government. So you have all the other taxpayers are also helping to pay for your flood insurance, and it is still insanely expensive. So that should kind of tell you, like, if you paid the real cost of flood insurance, it could be $5,000-$10,000 a month. You know, so of course you're not going to be able to pay that. You know, a normal person's not going to be able to pay that. So it's you know, it's going to be untenable in Florida. You know. And Florida doesn't have any sort of solid base, so it's just water's coming up even if you put a wall around it. So, you know, the insurance company can't afford it, you know, not that I have any sympathy for the insurance companies, but they just can't afford to, like, buy you 4 houses because you're not paying enough money for 4 houses, you know. You know, like, to do a real quick math on it, like, say your house is worth, well, I don't know, $400,000. And it gets wrecked 3 times, right? Let's say it gets wrecked twice, so that'd be $1.2 million is the cost of your house, right? And then you're gonna probably pay another 30% of that in mortgage, and then let's say, let's say 30, and then you say the insurance company wants to make a profit. They don't just want to break even; they need to make a profit of, like, let's say 20%. So you're talking that's you know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 50% of that cost. You know, on top, just for cream on top. So you're talking 1.2, and you're adding another 6 on that. That's $1.8 million is what it's going to cost to have a house that's worth $400,000. So that's why, like, areas that are flood prone, like, people will buy the houses because they're cheap. They're cheap because somebody wants to get rid of that house because it doesn't have much intrinsic value, because they might pay $2,000 a month in a mortgage, but they might also pay $2,000 a month in flood insurance. So they're paying $4,000 a month for an asset that's only worth $2,000 a month. Where if you live in a non-flood zone, you're paying $2,000 a month for an asset that will grow in value and is worth $2,000 a month. So if you, like, something bad happens to you, you could still sell your house and pretty much break even, you know, or be ahead. Where if you live in a flood zone, you sell your house and you're losing money usually. So, like, I was looking at some houses in Zillow around the JFK airport. JFK floods, that area's floods. I think LaGuardia, like, certain parts around there are reasonably high, but the airport itself's right on the water. But you know, like, when they had Hurricane Sandy and it really flooded out New York City, you know, that's some of those areas are really, like, susceptible to that. Like, you know, I don't like bringing up maps, but I'll bring up a picture. I'll take a picture of it. Like, you can find houses, like, here, let's find the FEMA flood map, NYC. Like, so a lot of stuff's important because it's like, if you don't know what the flood zones are and you say, oh, I got this great deal on a house. Yeah, you got a great deal on a house. Why would somebody give you prime real estate for a discount? Usually because there's something wrong with it. So, like, you got to be wary of that sort of thing. So, like, here, I'll bring this up. Yeah, I agree to the terms and conditions. Stick it up the ears. All right, so, like, here's let's see. So here's the flood map of New York. So right here, this is where JFK is. See where JFK is? And so there are a bunch of houses, like, right here that look like they're a steal. The prices are great. Yeah, they're great because look at the flood map. So again, as you can imagine, blue, not good. So, like, the houses up here, you can see these are dry. So, like, you could probably get houses in here and not need any flood insurance. If you get houses in any of the blue or probably even this green area, you're going to need flood insurance. So, like, look at this area here. This is all flood zone. That's ugly. You know, so you got to be careful of that. Here is, I don't know what airport that is. Probably a GA airport, but like this area all floods. This is all on high ground. So like, even though like this here is really close to the water, it doesn't flood. This all does. We'll look at Boston after that. East Boston is kind of by the airport, is also floody. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, so like that's all the floodplains in New York. Like if you look at LaGuardia, so see how the airport's in the floodplain? Like these are the neighborhoods around LaGuardia here. These are close to the airport, but notice there's no flood zone here. This is all up, yeah, like this is gonna have no need for flood insurance. You go over to this neighborhood over here, that's flood zones. So like I saw a house, it was literally, there's a house I think on sale right here that was a good price, but it's in the flood zone, so you're never going to be able to afford it. Or you're going to, like, you know, go without, like, and you can't go without flood insurance if you have a mortgage, because the bank can't afford for you to just destroy the house. So the only way you'd be able to get it without flood insurance is if you own it outright. Then if the flood happens, you're screwed. Like you can see, most of Manhattan is pretty high ground. You got a little bit of an area in here that's kind of wet. Let's see, do we go all the way up to... See if I can see Boston on the same map. Probably not. See if we have... let's see if I can find the Boston map. That was from New York. Let's see. That's why, like, oh, it'd be cool to live in the water. Yeah, it'd be cool to live in the water, but you got to be real careful about flood insurance. Because, like, it can make it, you know, it can make a. There's a reason why there's an $800,000 house on the water next to a $200,000 house. Is generally speaking, the $800,000 house is worth that much money because it's high enough that it's not going to get flooded out. And then two houses down, you got one at $200,000. That one's probably going to flood. So you got to be careful, because it cuts the value down the house by a lot. All right, here's a Boston Harbor map. See if we can find that. You know, a lot of these airports are built right on the water too. Let's see, flood maps. Come on, show me the flood maps. I don't want to download anything. Just show me the pictures, you scumbag. There we go. See if this one's reasonable. Gonna show me a video. Do not play a video. Do not play a video. There we go. Here's some Boston flood map pictures there. Like that's Lynn. Trying to find the that's ended up being pretty freaking terrible. All right. It's a news website. What do I expect? Yeah, it's hard to find the map. That was an actual New York site that had that, but you know, a lot of those airports they built right on fill, so they did landfill because again, you know, they built these cities back when there weren't that many people. Like New York's built on fill, Boston's built on fill. Like they literally go trucking dirt and dump it in the ocean to make more land. You know, so a lot of that fill land is pretty tenuous at best. Why are we so far off? Did I check in? I did check in. What the fuck is it doing? Go to Lolly. Go on the heading first of all. I gotta do a direct Lolly here. Why is it so far off course? Brutal. We're already at the top of this. There we go. Where's he going? I don't know. FlexJet's not going into JFK, I don't think. All right, we're coming up in the airport. I got to start getting ready here. ILS localizer runway 1210952210. The final approach course 7,795 feet is the available runway. Touchdown zone elevation is 13 feet, hence the flooding. We'll see what they give us for initial approach fix, but we'll plug it in as necessary. 3,000 at Corved, 1,009 at Matter. Then we'll get glide slope intercept and we'll head on in. 326. See it. Ah, fuck, 326. He's gonna do this Gish Gallop shit. They don't talk like this in real life. They give it a break. They don't call 5 people like this. It's annoying. They would let you respond so that you can move on to the next frequency. Three. It does not like the 1-3. It does not like these short legs. Okay, 1,000 feet to go. You're gonna step on me again. ATC sucks in game. See how it's doing this Gish Gallop shit? I hate it. I really do. See how the plane's rocking all over the place? That's because it's being a dickhead trying to go to the next waypoint. So I'm just gonna kill the leg and let it settle. Because it's gonna rock back and forth all day. It's gonna be obnoxious. Now see how it fixed it when I changed it? Door. Alright, we're supposed to be at 250 knots at Leedy, so I'm slowing us down. We got some time. I might keep us going fast. We got traffic right up our ass, so keep the speed up for a little bit. Yeah, we're supposed to be at flight level 190 at Leedy, so again, the ATC doesn't really know what it's doing in game. But it's alright. We're on the low end of where we need to be, so we're fine. Alright, we finished the brief on the approach. I don't know what they'll give us, but 1,900 at Matter. We have a decision height of 263, 460 if it turns into a localizer. Let's get ready. I don't know why they're just sending me so early, but they are. Okay. $6,000 feet. Get in here. Ooh, I don't want to do that. Screwed that one up. Let's get this to 250 here. All right, go back to speed mode. Yeah, we're supposed to be at flight level 190 coming over the top of this next waypoint coming up here. See, flight level 190, 250, and it's got to be down and going down to 6,000 like a dickhead. I don't know why, but it is. All right, set checklist. Landing elevation set, fuels checked. TCAS going to be on. Radar is off. CAS is checked. Landing data set. Approach briefing's complete. 20 28, 1 1/4. See how it's doing the rock and roll bullshit here? I fix that by putting it in heading mode here. Doesn't like this tight shit here. I have to keep fixing the flight plan because the planes doesn't like this. Doesn't like these tight waypoints. So again, like when people think, oh, you could have an airplane just fly itself. Yeah, it would fly itself really shitty. You got doing it yourself. You actually know what your objective is. Lindy, 1-5. And I don't bother with the FO one too much. Don't know what it is. All right, going in IMC here. Most of my flying's been instruments, so like I'm always glued to the instruments. I don't look outside much. You'll see when you learn to be a pilot and you do your private pilot license, everything is looking outside. And then when you're flying professionally, most of it's inside work, so you're looking inside. So like if you're a private pilot with an instrument rating, you would be looking outside probably a bunch, and then you get the clouds and you look inside and you have to focus on your instruments. I'm always inside, so like coming up in the clouds doesn't matter to me because I'm always inside. You can see how much traffic we have around us. Again, New York. Let's see, like all these blue diamonds here, that's all traffic. There's one over here. There's all these in line next to us. It shows you this one's, let's see, 4,900 feet below us and descending, I think. 1,000 feet to go. All right, so we have LaGuardia. I don't know what friggin' runway I'm getting yet, so he hasn't told me yet, so I don't know what to do next here, so we look at the arrival in the Kingston 1. So LaGuardia is the last point, so he should give me something here within the next, what the hell is it? 2 minutes, we hope. We'll see. Because I've got the leg ending, so if the leg ends, it will go into, we'll just maintain a straight heading. And then I need to quickly input the approach. Hopefully it gives us the 2-2 right, because that's what I'm set up for, but if he doesn't, I gotta quickly, shit. Okay, I thought I just clicked the gear down by accident. I pressed the button, but I pressed the gear up button, so it didn't do anything. Yeah, it's kind of, this is weird. Like, we should be higher, like looking at the plate, but Jesus Christ. You're gonna try to crash me into the ocean here? 2,000 feet. Going right over Manhattan here, right? Lower than I'd like. 2,000 feet. Like, there is a, fast here. Start slowing down a little bit. Go down to 240. Yeah, like we're supposed to be up at like 14 miles ago. We were supposed to be at level at 190, and they had us down like 6. I do not know what the game is doing, but it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. See all the traffic? Tons of traffic. Yeah, little Louisiana levee. Yep. All right. Trying to get everything else done. All right, you see we're starting to come over. This part of the city is not that tall, but like I'm looking at the... Let's see what the MSA. MSA is 2,900 feet. So likely we're probably okay. Barely. For obstacle clearance, because Manhattan is where all the tall buildings is. That's over here. You can start to see Manhattan right there. That's where the tall buildings are. But we're going right over LaGuardia Airport right now, and he still has not given me what fucking airport, what fucking runway I'm expecting here, so. Come on, man. Give me my next thing. I need to know it. You're being late, and it's annoying. Like, this is way late. Like, we're gonna have no waypoint here, so. Like, I need to know what my next move is, guy. Because I don't have one plugged in there. I didn't put an approach in. Looks like they might be landing 2-2s. See this plane coming in here? He might punt us left and then join at Corby. I'm expecting Corby. Did he say and I missed it? I'm going to turn us. Screw him in the ear. I'm making a turn. I want him to give me this goddamn approach. Like, we're not going to blow across the course like a bunch of maniacs. If he's not going to do it, I'll do it. Give myself a direct Corby. We'll give ourselves vectors if he's going to be such a donkey that he's not going to do it. There we go. 3-1 left. Jesus Christ. There he goes. So late. All right, 3-1 left. Delta Papa Kilo. So late. Three one left. Delta Papa Kilo. All right, direct Delta Papa Kilo. All right, back into nav mode. So late. Like, that's, like, we were going to cross 2-2's approach path there for a second. So they're looping us all the way around the airport to land the other direction. To land, what the fuck is he doing? I don't know what he's doing, man. Like, the game is wonky on this shit. Come on, man. This, I don't know why the plane is so wiggle-waggle all over the place. Put it in heading mode. Yeah, no joke, guy, because you fucking give me weird instructions, man. Very strange instructions here. Alright, Delta Papa Kilo Zach's meals, that's all good. Alright, we'll hang around at 200 knots. I don't want to go too fast. He's so late, man. Just giving us the latest of late shit. Really is. Zach's to what? Meals? What's this about? Hatter. I gotta do it manually. I don't know why the autopilot is not fucking descending me. I put it in vertical speed mode 3 or 4 times to get it to do it. That's not doing it. So I gotta do it myself. Oh, you know what it is? It's the altitude didn't get spun right because I can't see at this distance. Alright. There we go. You gonna put the autopilot back on, or are you gonna be annoying? Okay. Got no autopilot. That's interesting. There we go. Dude, I'm almost there. Just stick it up your ear. Come on, man. This is just like, this is the weirdest shit, this approach right now. Like, they would have moved me onto this waypoint way the hell out there. They would not have had me crossing Manhattan at 2,000 feet. They would have had me come up here, join that, but the game just has no clue what it's doing. It really doesn't. It's going to blow through 2,000 because I can't get the autopilot back on. So I got to hand fly this because I don't know what the fuck is wrong with it now. I'm acting funky today. All right, we're gonna start our turn to Zax early here. I don't want this to take all day here. Right, let's start our turn to Zax early here. Actually, I'm having a hand fly this. Fuck off. Wish I could declare an emergency. Just to shut him up. It's like so stupid. Not that we're having an emergency, but... Yeah, see, I can't get the autopilot to come back on. Okay, you know what it is? It's a toggle button. So I have to press the button again to be able to re-engage it. That should be a press, not a toggle. Alright, go to Zax. Go to Zax. Go to Zax. Go to Zax. That's what it is. I'll actually fix that right now. Alright, let's fix that. Alright, disengage autopilot. Okay. It's not going to let me do it as a press. I just got to keep it in mind, I guess. Alright, I got to pull a new approach plate. There's a reason why they don't do this like this in real life, where they give you shit super duper late, is because you need time to plan. So they wouldn't be doing it like this. Three one left, DPK. Yeah, okay. Like, see how low we are just banging around shit? Like, they wouldn't have us doing this either. Just very silly, this game's air traffic control system. It really is bad. All right, I got to brief this approach. Runway 31 left. We are final approach course 314. Runway landing is that's RNAV. Fuck me, I picked the wrong approach too. Where's the ILS 31 left? ILS localizer 31 left, right there. That's what I opened. Did it have a bad link? No, it's good. All right, 111.353, 14th final approach course, 11,247 feet. Touchdown zone elevation is 13 feet. Let's go direct. Zax. Execute. Let's see. Continue to brief here. Yeah, see, they would have had me go to IAF, then Zax. It's... man, I don't know what this is doing, man. No, we went to Deer Park, but it was just... They were all over the place with this. It was weird. Now, let's see. Yeah, see, like, he wouldn't clear us down at 2,000 till, like, now. So it's just... It's an absolute disaster area, this air traffic control. All right, 2,000 over Zax, and we're going to go to 1,800 for meals. We'll get glide slope intercept at meals. We're going to go down to decision height of 213 feet. If it switches over to localize, we'll go down to 440 feet. Should be visual, no issues there. Let's brief exit. Game is being very, very annoying. Let's plan on... Get a long displaced threshold here. Probably let's do Mike Bravo, I would say. Mike Bravo looks good to me for a exit off the runway. If we have to go mist, we're just going to come back around for another one. I'm not going to bother briefing the mist. All right, let's check the radio page. We are tuned 109.5. That is not correct. 111.35. Let's go to manual mode. What? Fuck me, I missed a 1. Alright, nav's in. I'm gonna go heading. Switch to nav. Give myself an intercept angle. Arm the approach. See if it will actually behave itself. We're fast, so I'm going to start slowing down. What? I'm at 220 on the nose. It's right at 220 and it bitched at me. All right. Go back, track IR. Cleared the approach. A little slow. Runway's in sight. Go down to 1008. There's our runway right there. We got a landing on the parallel. Expect glide slope intercept at the next waypoint here. So we're kind of waiting on that. What's our current? We're just taking forever to get down into that altitude, huh? A little slow, speeding it up a little bit. Kind of a dirty diaper, diaper full of dirt there for this ATC. This is just ugly. The thing is, like, I have to plan this flight with the flight planner in game, which is not great. And then the game doesn't know to like cancel parts of my flight plan when they change runways like they would in real life. Like they would give me vectors to the new arrival. The game doesn't do that. It sticks with whatever arrival you put in there. Where in real life, they would change your arrival dynamically. You know, if they're changing runways. And so it's just, game doesn't know what it's doing half the time, which is kind of frustrating at times. Waiting for landing clearance here. It's getting slow. Come on, push the engine up. All right, we got glide slopes alive. Should be intercepting here in a second. All right, we should be intercepting glide slope now. You see the nose going down as we intercept the glide slope. Here it is. There's landing clearance. All right, autopilot's coming off. Don't have to take the autopilot on, but I'd rather feel the airplane, get it trimmed up so that I'm all trimmed up by the time I get to landing. So if you're curious what I'm watching here, is this pink is my V approach, so that's what I'm trying to keep on speed. This here is my glide slope, and this here is my localizer. So I'm looking at all these. I also have localizer here, glide slope there as a backup. So I want to be above the, well, I want to be on glide slope or above. I do not want to be below. I am visual, so I can go below and just run it as a visual if I wanted. All right, landing gear down, 3 green. Thrust spoilers are set. Flaps are set. Cast messages are good. Let's look. Flight attendants advised, passenger signs on, thrust reverse armed, landing gears down, flap slats are set to 45. Core landing check is complete, cleared to land. And here's all that floodplain we were looking at there. That's all floody over there. All right, so we're locked in. We're about perfect here. We're on glide slope. We're on localizer. I'm trimmed in. And we're on speed, so as I just untrim us a little bit. And this is the longest runway at JFK. Now, because it's got a displaced threshold, we only have like 11,000 feet to only 11,000 feet to land on, but it's got 13,000 feet you can take off on. So all this displaced threshold coming up underneath us here helps heavy airplanes take off. We don't need as much to land. feet on the rudder pedals. Up too much of a. There we go. We're on. Okay. We need to be down before these. See these dashes coming up in the middle? We need to be down by these dashes we're crossing right now. So for an airliner, you're required to land in the touchdown threshold, which is there. That's the end of the touchdown zone. So you need to land in the touchdown zone, or you have to go around. So we landed perfectly. We were right on the those big aiming bars where we want to be. We will. Thank you, sir, madam. Got a little bit of a taxi here. That's why I'm continuing. Our flaps coming up. We would not be taxiing without instructions here, but we would get moving in the right direction. Yeah, we're gonna be going to Alpha. So I'm just gonna accept the taxi clearance. I'm gonna go where I'm gonna go. We're gonna be going to the Delta gates because we are Delta. So, gonna be heading to the Delta gates. All right, so we get off at, as briefed, Mike Bravo, and we're gonna be going Bravo all the way down to Mana. Yeah, probably Bravo. It's it looks like it's labeled out as a ring. So. Spin that APU. After landing, APU is on, slats flaps are 0, lights are set, probes are coming off. I got a watch coming up here. We got a turn coming. I'm looking for Bravo. Let's get probably the outside line, I would say. Yeah, we'll run this outside line. And then what gate are we supposed to be going into here? We're supposed to be going into gate A12. So go up to the A gates and we'll figure it out when we get in there. You know, you can in game set which gate you want to go to, but it ignores you. So it's kind of annoying. That's an supposed to be an A380 sitting there. One of the reasons I wanted runway 22 right was it's a quicker taxi. So that's the runway right there to our right that I wanted to land on. We would have got off and taxied right up, but the game was like, nah, dog. They're just not landing the 22s, which makes sense. If they're running the 3-1s, then it would make sense. They're not running the 22s. Probably taxi in on one engine, but I don't know how the game's going to like that, so I'm just going to leave both engines spooled. One of these gates here is what we're going to take. We're taxiing real fast, too, just to kill some time. I should have taken the next turn, but we're alright. Just moving over to Alpha. See if they have a ground crew anywhere. We'll pull up to a gate with a ground crew. It looks like they might have one up here. Yeah, they got a catering truck up here. Yeah, right there. Looks like that's got a catering truck on it. Do not see the line yet. Where's the hell's the line? There's the line. And we're 118 feet long, so we gotta kind of go by the line quite a bit. There we go. Engines are down. All right, nice. So I think I'm gonna do one more. We'll go ahead and we'll do it as a turnaround. So let's go ahead. I'm just gonna quickly do zing zang. All right, good. And then we'll go to the main menu. I'll set up the next flight. All right. So, hello, Rasmus. Hello. How are you? Good. Good to see you. All right, let's go ahead and set up. I'm going to try to grab the next flight. I think I said Charlotte. That's what the plan is. So we'll go Charlotte. What's the time en route on Charlotte? 11:26 and arrival. Yes, that's not bad. A little over an hour. That's good. All right, good. Do that. So let's go Kennedy. Zoom properly. Don't make me nauseous. There, guy. Let's see what gate we actually pulled up to here. One of these end gates here. Alpha, yeah, these Alpha 20s, something like that. Charlotte Douglas. And what gate did they pull into? They're going into, even though I set the gates, the game says, nah, dog, screw you. That's what it says to me, so. So I'm gonna put in an actual approach because the game has got its head so far up its ass. Let's see, Alpha 26, Bravo, Echo, Alpha. Those are low alphas. 26. Did it skip 26? It goes 25. Oh, those are odds. Does it have? No, there's the evens over here. Okay. Yeah, there it is right there. Okay. So even though I set this arrival, you can watch me set the friggin' arrival, it still ignores it. It's so frustrating. All right, let's see. What's the planned altitude here? Oh, stop giving me ads. I don't need an ad. I got an ad blocker there, guy. The filed altitude is 320. Let's put that in. All right, 320 is in. Let's try to figure out what runway they're actually landing. Here they go. Okay, so see they're coming in here? That's their landing runway. They're also landing here on the right side. So where's our gate? Our gate is... So it looks like they're taking off there. Taxiing down. So they're landing on this side. We're on this side. So likely, let's land on 36 left. All right, let's make sure this makes sense. So see, it's 18 center. That doesn't make sense. So we want a 36 left. Do they have a 36 left? Right here. We did the Parku R436 left, which that doesn't make any sense to go out to the west. Yeah, the Millet 36 left. That's the one. So that's nice and clean. We'll do that when you see it takes us down, and then it lines us up. This will unfuck us. So pretty much, I can't let the game do this itself anymore. It's just, it can't handle it. It just can't do it itself. Why are we taking off of 4 left at JFK? I don't think they're taking off at 4 left, you donkey game. Hey, look. Do I see anybody taking off 4? No, is anyone sitting there? I don't see anyone taking off of 4 left. It looks like he's heading up to go take off the opposite way we... What the fuck? Ugh. Let's see what it's doing here. I do not think we're taking off 4 left. See if I can get a current ATIS for... Let's see if I can get a live ATIS. Yeah, let's see if we can listen to it. It'd be kind of interesting. Let me look. JFK clearance delivery 1 and 2. Ramp ATIS. There we go.
Notice to air missions. Runway status lighting system out of service. Kennedy Airport surface detection equipment out of service. Bird activity vicinity airport. Numerous cranes operating in and around Kennedy Airport. Read tackle runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information echo.
Echo. Echo.
Kennedy Airport AITIS information echo. 1651 Zulu. Winds 220 at 7. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 2,500. Ceiling 4,800 broken. Temperature 21. 2.13. Altimeter 3015. Approach and use RNAV GPS Zulu runway 13 left. RNAV GPS X-ray runway 22 left. Departing runway 13 right. Converging runway operations in...
Alright, 13 right, they're departing. So, makes sense. You can see these guys are all going to 13. We landed the opposite way that they are taking off. I don't know why the game is doing what it's doing, but it's doing silly shit. That's why I can't leave it to its own devices. Alright, we're gonna do our own departure here. 13 right, which is a hike for us, but we'll do it. Departures, let's try JFK 13 right, see what that looks like. Alright, JFK 13 right's perfect. That's good. Again, you gotta go and like babysit this game. It's kind of silly. I would like it to be an actual simulator that kind of like takes simulation seriously, but that's asking a lot, I guess. Alright, that looks good. Charlotte should be clear. We'll just run with that little bit of extra fuel there. Alright, let me write this stuff down so we can plan properly. Alright, so we're going to be doing the JFK-5 off of 13 right. We're going to be doing the Millet. Millet 3 to 36 left. And I'm going to stop letting the ATC do shit for us because it's just horrific at it. Alright, we should be good. Let me double check my altitude, make sure it didn't screw my altitude. It didn't. Okay, and let's go ahead and make sure it didn't screw my departure gate because sometimes, yep, see what it did? I changed runways, it said screw your departure gate. Awesome when it does that. Love it. Love to see it. So that's fixed. That would have put us at the runway and then I'd have to reboot. So the UI on this is pretty abysmal, it really is. It's like, it's good for like YouTube shorts where people just fart around and fly jets, you know, and show little videos of it. It's not really great for actual like simulator like it's supposed to be. And then despite me putting that in, it will often bounce it and it will give me whatever gate it chooses to give me, which is a pain in the ass. Then I usually have to check altitude, make sure that's still good. All right, let's hope this is not fucked up. Right, I'm going to just quickly do an initialization on it because as much as I would like to do it as a turnaround, I don't like how the game sets up the airplane sets up the turnaround, so I'm going to do it myself. It won't take that long. But yeah, they should have landed us on 13 left, likely, and they didn't. So, I don't know what the game's doing, man. Alright, let's go ahead and track IR off. We'll go through a real quick initialization on this. We'll just run it real fast. We'll do it as fast as possible. Alright, let's go aircraft. We got doors open. Off. Why won't it let me do what I want now? God damn it. Fuck me. It's gonna fuck me, isn't it? It's got my engines on and everything. I can't shut them off. God damn it, man. This game is very frustrating 90% of the time. It really is. It just fucked me there. It completely put the plane ready for taxi. It's like, I want you to be ready for taxi. Like, what are you doing, man? Nobody clicked on the button. Fucking annoying. And there's like, what you should be able to do too is quickly save your flight plan. And like, so you have to enter it all in again. So, awesome. Very frustrating, this game. Let's see if we can fix all this again. Alright, we got departure there, that's fine. How's the fuel looking? Fuel's good. Alright. Pain in the ass this really is. Check the final shit, and then hopefully this goes fine. It's very, very demoralizing when I have to redo this. Like, if I could save it right now, it would be like, okay, just load it and go. But I don't see a save anywhere. Alright, so I'll just quickly get us to an actual turnaround state. Like, what I would love to see in the new one is the ability for me to do what I do in real life and go to the next leg. And so I should be able to flight plan live in-game. That's what I should be able to do. That's what I want to be able to do, is flight plan live in-game. Alright, let's go to aircraft, cold and dark. Alright, good. Doors, cargo, closed, open. Alright. Break off. Alright, get in the airplane. All this we assume is checked, so I'm gonna go there. The door open. Light the APU. Alright, so we're trying to get to the status we were at when we came in. Yeah, so I put in 2 to right. We should have had 2 to right when we landed, and they gave me a runway opposite to the real one. I don't get it. I just don't get why the game does stuff so fucked up all the time. 3015. We'll just run the checklist here in a second. We're running it as a quick turn, so we just came in. We're gonna get the passengers off, get the new passengers on, and we're gonna screw to Charlotte. All right, there we go. Let's do full boat. We're good for 9862. 9862. All right. Did I get a perf in there? Stand by. I gotta go back a page here. Gotta do the perf in it there. Stand by. Trying to think where, how do I get the IRS at this point? I gotta find this real quick. JFK-5, we're taking off a 13 right. Okay. What did I put in for a runway in the inbound? 36 left. There it is. We'll go vectors. They give me well, it will do it then. You see how I could bring in you got IRS up, right? I gotta see how I can make sure that the GPS is put in on the IRS. Let me check real quick. Trying to see how to get to the GPS page. Yeah, it's all people just asking where's the regular like moving map. You wouldn't have a moving map in here. I don't know why perf init's not doing it. I gotta try to find that. Position in it right here. That's the screen I was looking for. Oh, perfect. Okay. I skipped over it and I had to find it. So there it is. Because I cannot go without that. I need my exact position or the IRS system does not know where the hell I am. So that's perfect. All right, good. Good, I know where that is now. All right, 13, that's good. Let's go ahead and get the legs going here. So runway 13, then a discontinuity. What the hell is the departure on JFK-5? I think JFK-5 is just a heading. I don't know why it doesn't even have the heading in there. Let's see if departure, if I have JFK-5 in there. JFK-5 selected, runway 13 right. All right, let's see what the actual JFK-5 is. see this chat moving. I'm just trying to get this going so it doesn't take too long, and I'll catch up with you guys in a second. Kennedy 5, there it is, page 1 and page 2. Let's look at it. Let's check some LaGuardia. Yeah. Let me quickly look at the chat, and then we'll get moving here. Yeah, the game was not made by pilots, and it's kind of like, I get it. Like, if you made the game too realistic and too pilot-focused, I think, you know, again, they're trying to make money. And the problem is that, you know, they have to make it approachable for people who want to just, like, you know, fly a little airplane around Manhattan and see the sights. You know, that's what they focused on. They didn't focus on making it super-duper ATC, which I hope they improve that. Like, they did some shit in the new one, which looks good, but it's also, it's like, I hope it's not at the expense of making it a simulator, you know? Would you ever be a flight from LaGuardia? What does it say? Would there ever be a flight from LaGuardia to where? To Shreveport? I don't know. There might be. Yeah, I don't know. They might do a Shreveport, Atlanta. Like, the best thing to do is don't do a Google search. Go to like one of the websites for a flight, for, you know, buying tickets. You know, they might do a Shreveport to Atlanta, and then Atlanta to either JFK or LaGuardia, I would say, is probably going to be the best bet. They're not going to do any direct flights. I doubt it. All right, what are we looking at here? JFK's, 5s. All right, so we're doing JFK off of 13 right. 224, that's 13 right here. So 13 right, we have the wavy is likely what we have. So let me look at the flight plan here. All right, going to Heady. Let's look at that. Again, the numbers are a little different than some of the stuff. Let me see if Heady's even on there. Happy, Heady, Betty, no. All right, standard takeoff minimums. We're not going to need an alternate, so I'm not going to screw around with that. Take off 13 right. Climb an assigned heading thence. Climbing right turn to JFKR 232. That's for the gateway. Climb thence. So, climb an assigned heading thence. Let's see. That's 3-1 left right. We're not doing that. So likely we're going to turn right on course. So that's what I'm thinking. Via radar vectors to assign route fix, maintain. Okay, so we're going to climb assigned heading. Then we're going to climb via radar vectors to assigned route fix, maintain 5,000, expect clearance, follow to Ohio. Okay. So it's just a... because this one's heading out into the ocean. There's no airports out here. So heading this direction, it's easy. If we're heading toward LaGuardia, toward Newark, the other way, taking off a 3-1, you would get the breezy Canarsie or Idlewild climb because you need to get away from them. So that's not a big deal. This is the easy one. All right, that's fine. Let's go to legs. That's why it has just, you know, it's just a heading. So we need to put in Heady. Briggs. Like IRL, I would not be typing all these in either. It would likely be, you know, once we join the airway, it would, I just type in the airway and it would give me all the legs. But, you know, again, the game's not made for pilots. It's made for regular Johnnies. Tripod. All right, what's the gonna be? Rifle. All right, so tripod. Tripod there. CRPLR. CRPLR. All right, it's not in the database. That's fine. We will go with Guild. Guild. D's as in nuts. Triple E, huh? 2, 3 E's, 1, 2, 3 E, Z, huh? Fuck, it's gonna be annoying if that doesn't take D's, huh? Let's just go Guild to T, O, R, Q, D. I really hope we have that one in there. Yep, alright, then we're going a rifle. Alright. Alright, there we go, that's in. Alright, we should be good there for flight plan. Alright, I think we're golden here. Let's go ahead. Status page. Alright. Are we ready here? I think we're good. Let's go ahead and set all my speeds. I don't want to do it by hand. Checklist, originating checklist. So this would be before start checklist. Passenger signs on, landing elevation. Let's just go like that. That's fine. Landing elevation is set. FMS check set. Altimeters are 3015 within 75 feet. Field elevation, radios and navigators set, and takeoff briefing is going to be runway 13 right. Plenty of runway before 80. We stop on the runway after 80 only for emergencies. After V1, we'll come back around and expect to land probably in 22 left. All right, that's good. All right, let's push. I got to close all the doors here real quick. Did that late. Doors closed. All right, track irons coming back on. I pulled the chocks, brakes off. Okay, we're good to go here. All right, beacon's coming up. All right, we asked them if we could start one. They said yes. I actually stay out of track IR and start the engine without it for now. The yokes don't really go up and down like that. It's just so you can easily see around it, because IRL you just lean over it. All right, spin it 2. All right, 2's up. AC, DC. Hydraulics are good. APU's coming off. Trying to get more of the flow done before I do other stuff. And then let's see, performance. We want to be at 6.8. 6.8. So likely we have a little bit of a tail CG. All right, and we'll do flight controls. Now the hydraulics are on. Flight controls are free and correct. All right, good. What the fuck? Gotcha. Sounds bad, but it's not that bad. They read off extra shit they wouldn't be reading off IRL, so it's I can ignore half the shit he says. Do a quick brake check. Brake check's good. Right. Let's see what runway heading is. 133.5. Let's put that in. Alright, 133. Taxi instructions sound brutal, but it's not bad. We're going to pretty much come out on the Alpha line. We're going to ride the Alpha line all the way around the airport. We're pretty much completely going around the airport here to go to 13 right. So the reason that I don't know if they're taking off of 13 left, I doubt it. And the reason is they can land on runway 22 left and right and have hold short operations where they tell you to hold short. Runway 22 left actually goes behind 31, so you have no crossing concern there. Runway 22 right, it does cross runway 13, but it's so far down. It's like 11,000 feet down that the aircraft taking off should have no issue being up and off, and shouldn't be an issue. So they can run. So they're taking off 90 degrees from where they're landing. That's how LaGuardia does it. It's you know, they generally, when they're building the airports, they put the runways in the way that's going to be most favorable for the wind. So, you know, you could take off going one direction towards the north-south, essentially, and you can take off going essentially east-west on the other direction. It's a little bit off, but they set it up trying to be with the wind. Yeah, because like right now, we might have a 45-degree right crosswind on takeoff, and then the plane landing would have a 45-degree left crosswind, so it's not a big deal for either one to land, even though they're 90 degrees off. So. Can't read what they're reading, like the ATIS. That's fine. It looked like it was showing, but I think it was just the music. I didn't switch it over, but I was just looking at the thing. It was fine. Are you talking about this ATC here? Should be in-game volume there. Make sure in-game volume's working. Fucking game volume? The game volume's not working. Right, that's the first I've heard of this. Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to see where I'm going here. Okay. Sure I'm not going in the gate area now. We're good. This is the regular taxiway. Here, I'm gonna test some game volume here with something I can test with. Why am I getting no game audio? What the fuck, man? Got it selected. Okay, it was just too low. How's that? Yeah, this is the first I'm hearing it. Thanks, Rasmus. Guys, if you can't hear something, let me know. Because, like, I can't tell what you guys can hear or not. I can hear what I can hear, so... Thank you, Rasmus. Let me know if that engine noise is too loud or not. Game volume's too loud. Like, I can't tell what you guys can hear, so... Yeah, let me know if anything gets too loud. I appreciate it, Rasmus. All right, we'll do a taxi checklist here. After start checklist. After start, generators are auto, electrics are checked, bleed valves are auto on, packs are on, APU is off, nose wheel steering is armed, taxi checklist, slats flaps set to, let's check at 8. Flight controls are checked, trims are 6.8 and green, thrust reversers are armed, brake temps are checked, taxi checklist complete. Yeah, this runway here is like pushing 3 miles long, so just taxi down the other one runway is like about 2.5 miles to taxi down there from where we made that first turn. That's okay, guys. It's just, you know, literally go an hour and I don't know the music's on or something sometimes. Because it's just set too low. How's the sound of the airplane now? Let me do that landing gear test again, and let me know if it's loud or if it's good.
Viewer bay overheat.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has advised that we are now cleared for takeoff.
Oh, you're playing a snow runner? Interesting. That's alright, it's just like, sometimes, you know, people later, they'll be like, you know, maybe you should try putting the audio onto the game or something like that in the video, and it's like, nobody told me during the stream that the audio was too quiet, you know. So I can't tell until afterwards if something's too loud or quiet, you know. Alright, good. You know, the thing that's annoying is you don't get the same volume with, you don't get the same volume, like, you know, I have to go unscrew with YouTube sometimes. Like, sometimes I get in there and shit's way too loud when I have to edit it, so it's kind of a pain in the ass. Like, as much as standard as, like, on OBS, like, generally YouTube wants it at negative 15 decibels max. And so, like, that's where I've got most of my levels set. And so I try to get things around there. Then, like, sometimes the video will come up real loud, and sometimes it'll come up really quiet. And it's like, I have to try to boost it or kill it. You know, so it's kind of obnoxious the way the system's set up. Alright, so takeoff config is up there. We have the message. We're good.
Kennedy Tower, Endeavour 5088 at runway 13 right, ready for departure IFR to Charlotte.
Endeavour 5088, altimeter 30.15, wind 22 tree at 7. Cleared for takeoff runway 13 right.
Right,
Cleared for takeoff runway 13 right, Endeavour 5088.
Alright, see an airplane landing on 13 right, so they might be 13 left rather. They might be landing 13 left and then both 22s. That would make sense. Not that we need this much runway, but we're going to use it all. The benefit of this, though, like, again, if they're landing the 22s, we can get up high enough so that if they have to go miss this space. Thrust set. Airspeed alive. 80 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gears coming up. And we taxied from all the way over there. That's where we were.
Endeavour 5088, contact New York departure on 123.7. Good day.
Going to 123.7, Endeavour 5088.
So we have V2 set in there, which is if we lost an engine. And since we didn't lose an engine,
New
we're going
York
to
departure
accelerate
Endeavour
to
5088 is passing
200.
1,900 feet, climbing 11,000 feet.
Endeavour 5088, New York departure altimeter 30.15, radar contact, continue.
going to the next point here? We're not. So we'll go to Eddie. Go. Alright. Heading direct Hetty now. Get rid of track. I already screwed up my position in that. Alright, climb checklist. Let's go on a climb. Detent. Alright, fuel cross flows, auto bleeds are set, thrust reversers are off, CAS is checked. Climb complete.
Endeavour 5088 climb and maintain flight level 180.
Climb and maintain flight level 180, Endeavour 5088.
180. Put the nose down a little bit, get sped up here. I did not see any speed restriction on this. Quickly check the departure and see if there's a speed restriction anywhere. I did not see it. Nah, I don't see any speed restriction, so we'll do a normal climb out profile. Yep, normal climb. We're over the ocean now. Again, like, there's nothing in the way. Like, LaGuardia's not in the way, Newark's not in the way, so we don't have to worry about it going off this direction. If we're going off of the other direction, we would have to do one of the Canarsie Idlewild, or what the hell's the other one? I forget.
Endeavour 5088 contact New York Center on 121.125.
21 1.25. Shit. I just fucked up my transponder. That's, see, I've got it backed up in the other side, which is good, so it's 6235. That's actually a good policy to do, is back it up in the other side. Now it's fixed. Alright, there we go.
Endeavour 5088, please acknowledge.
I just had to copy it off the other side.
Endeavour
So that actually worked well.
Goodbye. New York Center, Endeavour 5088 is at 10,100 feet, climbing flight level 180.
Flight attendant.
Endeavour 5088 New York Center altimeter 30.14 radar contact, continue to Hetty. Endeavour 5088 contact New York Center on 118.975. Good day.
18975.
118.975, Endeavour 5088. Goodbye. New York Center,
So
Endeavour
likely the way this would really work
is at
on this leg
11,800 feet, climbing flight
is
level
you would
180.
have
Endeavour 5088 New York Center altimeter 30.14 radar contact, continue to Hetty.
Hetty. Alright, so if I'm flying from the left seat, so if it's my leg to fly, if I'm the pilot flying this leg from the left seat, the first officer would be the pilot monitoring. And so we would both have our transmits set to channel 2, like that. And then we would have this one in, this one out, so that we'd be listening on VHF 2. And then because the FO is running the radios, they would control it through their panel here. And they would do all the radios. And then if it was the other way, if the first officer was flying that leg, we'd both be in VHF 1, listening in VHF 1, and then the captain would be using their radio to run the radios. So you're not having to reach over.
New York Center, Delta 1035 Heavy is at 13,700 feet, climbing flight level 250. Delta 1035 Heavy, New York Center, altimeter 30.14 radar contact, continue. Endeavour 5088 climb and maintain flight level 320.
320, that's the final.
Climb and maintain flight level 320, Endeavour 5088.
Like, we're also getting a real fast climb all the way up to our altitude here because, again, we're over the ocean. There's nobody out here that we have to contend with. So, like, if you go out of, like, an airport that's not busy, you know, you'll climb all the way up to your altitude really quickly. If you're, like, if you're going toward LaGuardia, Newark, you know, you'd be staying probably lower, you know, or between the traffic until you get clear, and then you'd be able to go up.
York Center, JetBlue 184 Heavy is at 11,000.
You know, you have some airports in rural areas, they clear you all the way up to 320 right as you take off. You just go all the way up.
30.14 radar contact. Continue to CAMRN.
There's traffic right here.
New York Center, Delta 2319er Heavy is passing 9,800 feet, climbing flight level 210. JetBlue 184 Heavy, your tree 9er miles south. Climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 22 left approach via NRTO in transition. Clear to NRTON. Delta 2319er Heavy, New York Center, altimeter 30.14 radar contact. Continue to Minx. Climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 22 left approach via NRTO in transition. Clear to NRTO in JetBlue 184 Heavy.
So you can see here, PF is pilot flying, bolt is both, of course. So it tells you who's doing
New
what.
York Center, JetBlue 1220 Heavy is at flight level 370, climbing flight level 370. JetBlue 1220 Heavy, New York Center, radar contact. Continue to Lonnie.
You know, so pilot flying is doing all that stuff. Yeah, the plane's been overshooting every turn. Like, see how it keeps overshooting everything? I don't know why it's...
Endeavor Flight 088, contact New York Center on 128.3. Good day.
93, see ya.
128.3, Endeavor 5088. Goodbye.
Delta 1035 Heavy, contact
New York Center, Endeavor 5088 is at flight level 235, climbing flight level 320.
Endeavor 5088 New York Center, radar contact. Continue to Briggs. JetBlue 634 Heavy, contact New York Center on 118.975. Good day. New York Center, Delta 1035 Heavy is passing flight level 190, climbing flight level 250. Delta 1035 Heavy, New York Center,
Yeah,
radar
unrestricted
contact.
climb.
Continue. Going to 118.975, JetBlue 634 Heavy.
It is wandering. Look at how bad it wanders. It just can't figure out how to get on the course for shit. I don't know what its deal is.
Airbus 1 Whiskey Kilo, contact.
I'll do it myself.
On
Get it fixed.
126.475. Good day.
Every once in a while, autopilot get an oscillation like that, but usually not that friggin' bad.
126.475.
This one's been bad
Airbus
today.
1 Whiskey Kilo. Goodbye.
I'm trying to get this needle lined up. And then, so, like, instead of it going wagging the wings back and forth, being obnoxious, I'm just gonna manually turn us in here, get us on course. Gotta keep it from acting like a fool. Just overcorrecting like crazy. Like, you can watch it overcorrecting like crazy. Yeah. Kind of annoying. Hello, Nicholas. How are you? Still on display cap, huh?
5088, contact Washington Center on 124.775. Good day.
One two four decimal 775 Endeavour 5088. Goodbye. Washington Center Endeavour 5088 is at flight level tree 10 climbing flight level tree 20.
Endeavour 5088, Washington Center, radar
1000,
contact, continue to follow.
320.
Washington Center, Delta 1035 Heavy is at flight level 240, climbing flight level 350. Delta 1035 Heavy, Washington Center, radar contact, continue.
Shit. I gotta debind some of these buttons on my thrust quadrant. I don't use them, and I end up tapping them all the time. And I push the button, push the flaps up, which is good. The flaps are already up, but you don't want to be accidentally knocking the flaps down. So you can kind of see some weather phenomena out of here. See how clear it is over the ocean? Because the ocean is a pretty static temperature. All right. And then you have the land over here, which when the sun hits, it starts heating up. And so you can see how the cloud layer is pretty much hugging the coast. Because of the differential in the temperature between the ocean and the land. See how it's like pretty much hugs the coast all the way down? The ocean is clear. Pond trails, very nice. Traffic at 16. See if it makes this turn without being a complete jackass.
Endeavour 5088 traffic is 2 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 310 Airbus A20N.
Yep, that's the one I'm
Report
looking
them
at.
in sight.
Not going to be able to see him, he's right under us.
Endeavour 5088 don't have Airbus A20N in sight.
I just took off from JFK. We're probably coming up on Maryland, maybe? Look, could be Delaware still. No, it's Jersey. Just crossing the southern tip of Jersey. There's Delaware right there. That's where we took off from. We're going down to Charlotte. We just leveled off not too long ago at cruise.
Endeavour 5088, contact Washington Center on 125.45. Good day.
.45 Endeavor 5088. Goodbye. Washington
Past
Center,
walk.
Endeavor 5088, flight level 320.
Endeavor 5088 Washington Center radar contact. Continue to WNSTN.
That's done. Start getting Charlotte stuff pulled up. Start looking at some Charlotte stuff. Get off this part of the mix here. This is the head kicker. Not in the head kicker mode. Let's see. Doing Millet 3 to 36 left. All right, 36 left. Let's expect we're going to go to Whiskey. Whiskey 7, our gate is up here, I believe. So we're going to go Whiskey 7 to November and then across. That would be that plan. Is the Millet 3. All right, I think we're going from Torqued. Let's look real quick. We're coming from Torqued, I believe. Torqued right there. Yep, so we're coming in on
Endeavor
Torqued.
5088, contact Washington Center on 127.7. Good day.
2772.
127.7 Endeavor 5088. Goodbye. Washington Center, Endeavor 5088, flight level
Check speed
320.
real quick, make sure we're not overspeeding.
Endeavor 5088, Washington Center, radar contact. Continue to TRPOD.
All right, so we have Torque coming in here, and then we're going to go to Rifle, Yells. At Millet, we are landing to the north, so we want to expect 12,000 foot level and 250 knot max. Let's see. So then we're going to go to Mangi, and then we expect from Mangi, we're going to go to Gady. As you can see, it's landing runway 36 left, which is where we're landing. Expect radar vectors to final approach course after Gady. So Mangi, so we'll be probably 12,000, 250 knots at Millet, and then Mangi. Then we're going to go to Gady, and then we'll get vectors after that. Yep, so that's all good. That works, and then we have 3-6. So, where's Millet? Probably not going to show Millet on here. It's going to give us vectors, so it's not going to show Millet on there. So after Gady, after Gady, we're going to go to Wellet. We're going to be above 7,000 at Wellet, above 6,000 at Nuxie, 5 at Lanya, 4,000 at Canuck, 3,000 at DeFox. Then we go down 2,500 at Nelson for the glide slope intercept. Go ahead and intercept the glide slope there. Down to 944 feet. That's because we have a airport elevation of 748 feet. So 944 feet. If we lose the glide slope, we'll be going down to 1,180 feet. We have the visibility, no problem there. If we do have to go missed, we'll just come back around left traffic and come back in for 36 left.
American 236.
110.15003 final approach course, 9,000 total feet of runway.
Good day.
And let's see, do about 1,000 on the pressurization. All right, we're good there. Brief complete.
Endeavor 5088, contact Washington Center on 132.05. Good day.
3205.
One tree 2.05 Endeavor 5088. Goodbye.
That's good.
Washington Center, Endeavor 5088, flight level tree 20.
Endeavor 5088 Washington Center radar contact. Continue to TRPOD. Endeavor 5088 contact Washington Center on 132.55.
255.
Good day.
One tree 2.55 Endeavor 5088. Goodbye. Washington Center, Endeavor 5088, flight level tree 20.
Traffic coming up on our left here.
Endeavor 5088 Washington Center radar contact.
Yes.
Continue to TRPOD.
See him right there. 350. We're at 320. About an hour and 7 in. Doing Mach 8.3. About 8.3. We're doing 8.24. Point, of course. We're up on Maryland here. Yep. Come up Chesapeake Bay. Traffic.
Endeavor 5088 traffic is 9 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 350
Yeah,
Airbus A20N.
I saw him.
Report them in sight.
Endeavor 5088, have the Airbus A20N in sight.
That long leg coming up here. Guild. Got 145 miles to Guild. So once we get up here, we'll pretty much be, once we get up to Torqued, we're on the arrival, so. nice.
Washington Center,
Got the
radar
robot
contact.
talking now.
Continue to ZG.
Ugh, offline text-to-speak sucks. So robot suck. I'm glad we've got the flight plan planned in all the way to the runway. ATC trying to make live decisions is going to be a mess like this. How far we are off of DC? Zoom, please. Doesn't want to zoom on me. DCA there. I like DCA. DCA is fun. Newport, News, Virginia, Norfolk. There's the airport.
Generic 1 Tango X-ray, you are 74 miles southwest. Descend and maintain 9,000 feet. Expect ILS runway tree 2
Greensboro, South
approach
Carolina.
via Sierra Whiskey Lima transition.
Goldsboro. Ah, I thought it was
Cleared to
Goldsboro.
Sierra Whiskey Lima. Descend and maintain 9,000 feet. Expect ILS runway tree 2 approach via Sierra Whiskey Lima transition. Cleared
Quite a bit
to
of
Sierra
farmland right out
Whiskey
there
Lima,
on the
generic
ocean.
1 Tango X-ray.
That's interesting. That's the dream, to have farmland right in the ocean, I guess. What the hell's that? That's an interesting area. Eastville, Virginia, huh? Let's look up Eastville. That looks interesting. It doesn't look cheap. Yeah. Farmland right in the ocean, I cannot imagine being cheap. Actually, some of those aren't too bad, but some are like 3 million for the land. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, there's some like huge acreage on some of these houses down there, and big ass houses right in the ocean. Not cheap. Yes, that's a area down there. What's that?
Cessna 529er traffic is 11 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 360 Airbus A20N. Report them in sight.
Yeah, it's with me. Got my first officer with me here.
Washington Center Envoy 3883 Heavy is at flight level tree
Envoy doesn't have any
30,
heavies.
climbing flight level tree 50. Envoy 3883 Heavy Washington Center radar contact continue. Endeavor 5088 contact Washington Center on 123.85.
385. See ya.
Going to 123.85 Endeavor 5088. Washington Center Endeavor 5088 flight level tree 20.
Endeavor 5088 Washington Center radar contact. Continue to Guild.
Guild. Let's not touch the... Cat keeps trying to touch the yoke. Afraid it's gonna knock the autopilot off and I go stick back on. That's I'm actually on the Reddit for Flightsim, and they updated all the nav data. So for IRL, so the game probably had to update a bunch of nav data, so that could be part of the issue.
Endeavour 5088, traffic is 9 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 350, Airbus A20N.
There he is.
Report them in sight.
Endeavour 5088 have the Airbus A20N in sight.
Endeavour 5088, traffic is 10 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 350, Airbus A20N. Report them in sight.
There.
American 2624 heavy traffic is 9 o'clock, 2 miles at flight level 330. Report them in sight.
Endeavour 5088 have the Airbus A20N in sight.
Autopilot came off for some reason.
American 2624 heavy traffic in sight. Washington Center,
Alright, what the
American
fuck?
1674 heavy is at flight level 220,
Oh, I hit the
climbing
disconnect?
flight level 260.
Hit the disconnect by
American
accident.
1674 heavy, Washington Center, radar
Or did I?
contact, continue to seabed.
Problem is, you likely, like, if I use the scroll wheel over a button, it shuts stuff off by accident.
American 2638 heavy, you are 29er miles southwest. Climb and maintain 13,000 feet, expect vectors ILS runway 5 approach. Climb and maintain 13,000 feet, expect vectors ILS runway 5 approach, American 2638 heavy. Washington Center on 135 decimal tree. Good day.
Going to 135 decimal tree, Endeavour 5088.
Cessna 10 Tango, contact Washington Center on 118.75. Good day.
Washington Center, Endeavour 5088, flight level tree 20.
Endeavour 5088, Washington Center, radar contact, continue.
Alright, top of the sunset, next waypoint. We're gonna be there in 26 minutes.
118.75, Cessna 10 Tango. Goodbye.
We're over now. Right, North Carolina. Yep, North Carolina. And we're off course because I don't have those waypoints, so we're just running past these to right to Torque. Flying along, flying along. There's traffic right there. See if I can't pull the ATIS for there. No, it's too early to pick it up.
Endeavour 5088, contact Washington Center on 135.5.
55.
One tree 5.5 Endeavour 5088. Goodbye.
Cat up. The green just came.
Washington Center Endeavour 5088 flight level tree 20.
Endeavour 5088 Washington Center radar contact, continue to D's.
I just hit something. The cat's bugging the shit out of me. Hook thrust back. Like bumping all the yoke and everything. I'm afraid he's gonna kick the autopilot off. Literally just took him off the screen too. Put it back on. Be here. Buddy. Don't touch buttons. We're kind of on top of descent here in about 60 minutes. I'm good, thank you, gamer. Appreciate it. I fly alone. Currently flying with this cat here. Check the millet again. Nothing really on the millet. I doubt they're going to give us the appropriate altitude at millet, but we'll see. Curious what the hold procedures are in the CRJ. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, our whole page had just the 3 entries on it on the 145.
Washington Center Southwest Tree 24 Heavy is passing flight level tree 90, descending flight level tree 60. Southwest Tree 24 Heavy Washington Center radar contact, continue to THHMP. Endeavour 5088 contact Washington Center on 118.475. Good day.
18475, see ya.
Going to 118.475 Endeavour 5088. Washington Center Endeavour 5088 flight level tree 20.
Endeavour 5088 Washington Center radar contact, continue to Torrent.
Start defining waypoints at some point too.
Endeavor 5088, contact Washington Center on 135.2. Good day.
5-2.
Going to 135.2 Endeavor 5088. Washington Center Endeavor 5088 flight level tree 20.
Endeavor 5088, Washington Center radar contact, continue to Jordan. Cessna 67 Charlie, contact Washington Center on 135.5. Good day.
Alright, should be getting a descent here soon, like 4 minutes. I briefed the approach? I'll brief the approach. I did brief the approach, yep. Approach is briefed. Make sure the radio comes in on that. It should be 110, 15. It's early for it, it's not going to come in until later. Just make sure we're still in auto. Alright, we're across the top of descent. We'll see when this guy decides to give me a descent.
Endeavour 5088, descend and maintain flight level 200.
That's when.
Descend and maintain flight level 200, Endeavour 5088.
Generic 82 Lima, you are 44 miles north. Descend and maintain 2,200 feet. Expect ILS runway 9er approach via Charlie Tango Foxtrot transition. Clear to Charlie Tango Foxtrot. Descend and maintain 2,200 feet. Expect ILS runway 9er approach via Charlie Tango Foxtrot transition. Clear to Charlie Tango Foxtrot, generic 82 Lima.
But what do we call it? Landings back on, or the seatbelt signs back on. Jesus, I'm chill.
Endeavour 5088, contact Jacksonville Center on 133.45.
33,
Good day.
45. I don't know Jax came all the way up here, but it makes sense.
Going to 133.45, Endeavour 5088. Jacksonville Center, Endeavour 5088 is at flight level 235, descending flight level 200.
Endeavour 5088, Jacksonville Center radar contact. Continue to RYFLE.
Rifle! Buddy, not right now. That's the feet to go. $210 for 200. Altitude caps, good. And then we expect to get a descent here, and we're supposed to be doing 12,000 feet and 250 coming up here. So I gotta check that millet, I believe. Millet. So we're going to rifle next, then yells, and then millet. So again, ATC will probably screw it up, but that's just the game being the game.
Jacksonville Center generic November tree 182 Lima is passing 5,200 feet, descending 2,200 feet. Generic November tree 182 Lima, Jacksonville Center altimeter tree 0.09er radar contact. Continue to Charlie Tango Foxtrot.
Deity vector, and then okay, we get that in. Let's check that. I got it going all the way to Fox. It should be. We'll see where they send us on this. They're gonna send. They're gonna give us vectors. I'm trying to slow.
Lift 9er 130. Contact Washington Center on 135.2.
Speed up a little bit. I don't need to be cruising super
Good day.
fast. Start putting in approach speeds here.
135.2 lift 9er 130. Goodbye.
Why can't I get him yet? going to want to descent here. We're going to be at Millet in 4 minutes, so I'm going to lose 8,000 feet. It's not too bad right now, but I'll be able to make sure I can make it. It says it right there. It's 12,000. He's got the 12 and the 2. I'm going to slow down a little bit here. Trying to make the altitude. See, it's mandatory. All right, landing elevation set, fuel is checked.
Endeavour 5088, descend and maintain 14,000 feet.
Yeah, she's gonna give it to me late.
Descend and maintain 14,000 feet. Endeavour 5088.
Oh, come on. Looks like we've got the better ATC back. I gotta try to grab ATIS on this. 2115.
Charlotte Airport information, Quebec 1900 Zulu. Wind 148 at 4. Visibility 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 3,400 feet, 5,000 feet, scattered few clouds at 14,300 feet. Temperature 28. Dew point 10. Altimeter 30.10. ILS runway 36 left, ILS runway 36 center, and ILS runway 36 right in use. Landing and departing runway 18 right, runway 18 center, and runway 18 left. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact.
Right,
UF
we're
Quebec.
capping here at altitude. Supposed to be at 12 here at Millet, but ATC gives it to me late, so. Got to level off to do the next one, which is not how you'd be doing it. Gotta wait for it to get close, then she's gonna give me the next one. Yeah, we're gonna be there in less than a minute. We're supposed to be 2,000 feet lower than we are right now, so. Game's probably going off the other stuff. This airplane knows better than the game does. Brief and exit. I did. We're gonna try for Whiskey 7 in November. We taxi right into the gate. Not gonna descend.
Endeavour 5088, contact Atlanta Center on 133.15. Good day.
133.15, Endeavour 5088. Goodbye. Atlanta Center, Endeavour 5088, 14,000 feet.
Endeavour 5088, Atlanta Center, altimeter 30.09, radar contact. Continue to main G.
Yeah, it's misreading the chart. We're supposed to be at 12, and it's keeping us at 14. It's not going to give us the altitude we're supposed to be at. Fix the speed, though.
Endeavour 5088, descend and maintain 8,000 feet.
Yep. Just don't know what it's doing.
Descend and maintain 8,000 feet. Endeavour 5088.
8,000.
5088, contact Charlotte approach on 128.325. Good day.
183 1/4.
Going to 128.325 Endeavor 5088. Charlotte approach Endeavor 5088 is passing 9,500 feet, descending 8,000 feet.
Endeavor 5088, Charlotte approach altimeter 30.09 radar contact. Continue to Getty.
Alright, so they should be giving me a vector or telling me what I'm doing on the approach before I get to Getty, but again, the games are always late, so it's going to give it to me after, which is not good. At Getty, we expect radar vectors, so we should be getting it before we get to Getty and then have a, what do we do next? You know, they would tell you ahead of time. Alright, looks like the ILS is in. Let's verify it on the radio page. We're 110.15. It's in, and it is green, verified. We're good there. So they should be telling us what to do next, but we'll see what they do. Alright, descent checklist is complete. We'd have already told the flight attendant we're 3 minutes out. So, it's going to take long to map, but 3 at current speed. We talked to the flight attendant, probably right around top of descent. And now we're no man's land. What do we do next? Who knows? Because ATC won't tell us.
Endeavor 5088, descend and maintain 7,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 7,000 feet, Endeavor 5088.
Bunch of traffic below us there. Alright, looks like they might send us to Wellet. I don't know. I'm gonna put everything in here just in case.
Endeavor 5088, you are due 3 miles southeast. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 36 left approach via Willett transition. Cleared to Willett.
That's what we're doing.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 36 left approach via Willett transition. Cleared to Willett, Endeavor 5088.
Legs. Wellet. Execute. Alright, Lanya. I gotta check my speed here real quick. We're alright. Alright, Lanya. I can't read that for shit. CU Canuck.
Endeavor 5088, descend and maintain 6,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet, Endeavor 5088.
Slow down here. Start getting busy here. Oh, pay attention. Alright, Canuck, and then I think we're good at the Fox next. Yeah. That's all set. Alright, track cars come back on. Are we not taking the turn? Jesus Christ. Alright, didn't mean to do that. Fuck. I never went back into nav mode. That's my issue. God damn it. I'll fix it in a second here. We're having problems here. Let's fix this here. I gotta go. Oh shit. I shouldn't have done that. Let's go back to nav. Gears coming down. Chunk's supposed to be 4,000 feet. Is he gonna give me a descent? I'm gonna do it myself. He can stick it up his ass if he doesn't like it. I'm sick of the ATC being terrible in this game. I really am. 'Cause everything's late. It's like this is my problem here.
5088 descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
See, now he's giving me the altitudes. He's just giving me everything super duper late. And then I have to suffer because he gets
Descend and
late.
maintain 5,000 feet. Endeavor 5088.
So it's kind of obnoxious the game does it like this. Always in sight. Give me everything so late, then I'm in a huge rush to try to get everything done, where it's like, if they would just do stuff on time, wouldn't be in a rush at the end, right, when you're trying to, in a critical phase of flight. 1,000 feet to go, 5
Endeavor 5088 descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
See, I did it myself because he's late. So.
Descend and maintain 4,000
Yeah, I've got us 1,000
Endeavor
feet below where he wanted
5088.
us, which is right where we're supposed to be. And we're supposed to go down to 3 for DeFox. We're not on our way to DeFox yet, so we're good for Chunk, though. We'll see you later there, Rasmus. Thanks for hanging out. Alright. Alright, flight 10's advised passenger signs are on. Thrust reverser arm. Landing gear is down. Slats left at 45. 4-lane check is complete. A lot of parallel runways coming in here. See all the planes lined up on the right side. See one lined up on the center side. We got one in front of us somewhere that I'm looking
Endeavor 5088 descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Endeavor 5088.
How's it go? That's the traffic we're following, looks like right there. That's the center traffic. Those are all on the right side. Alright, we're grabbing the localizer now. And our intercept's going to be at 2,500 once we cross DeFox. So as soon as we go past DeFox here, we expect to go down to 2005. See a plane just passed me. This is the shit that I like. Live ATC is cool, but it's also like they need to curate it. do. Because, like, they'll send me around because they're doing live ATC, which is silly. It's like, you know, you're not going to be able to either sequence me in correctly or don't do it.
Endeavour Flight 088, you are 10 miles south of Charlotte. Contact Charlotte Tower on 126.4 when inbound.
Tower on 126.4 Endeavour 5088. Charlotte Tower, Endeavour 5088, 9 miles south, inbound ILS runway, tree 6 left approach.
Endeavour Flight 088, Charlotte Tower. Altimeter tree 0.091, 147 at 4. Cleared ILS runway, tree 6 left approach.
Alright, clear the approach.
Cleared ILS runway, tree 6 left approach, Endeavour 5088.
See all the traffic on the scope here. Got lots of traffic on the scope.
Endeavour Flight 088, number 4 for landing. Follow the aircraft on final. Wind 149er at 4. Caution the Airbus A20 and landing runway, tree 6 center. Cleared to land runway, tree 6 left. American 2268
He's gonna
heavy
do it.
exit
He's gonna
runway
step
when
on
able.
me. Frick.
Cleared to land runway, tree 6 left number for Endeavour 5088.
Alright, autopilot's coming up.
Charlotte Tower, American 2254 heavy, 9 miles south inbound, ILS runway, tree 6 left approach. American 2254 heavy, Charlotte Tower.
Come on, trim the thing.
Altimeter tree 0.091, 149er at 4. Cleared ILS runway, tree 6 left approach. American 2268 heavy, exit runway when able.
A little slow. Islander's down.
Cleared ILS runway, tree 6 left approach, American 2254 heavy.
Flaps set, flight set. 4-lane check is complete.
American 29er 75 heavy, go around.
Dude, this is, they're
American
gonna
2268
screw up
heavy,
the,
contact
all
ground
the,
on 121.8.
gonna screw up all the sequencing here because we've got live ATC on.
Going around American 29er 75
I got one
heavy.
coming up right behind me.
American 29er 75 heavy, contact Charlotte approach on 126.15. Good day. American 2254 heavy, number
Got
3
trim
for landing.
problems again.
Follow the on final.
Like having to fight the
Wind
yoke
147 at 4.
because I can't trim.
Caution the Cessna Skyhawk landing runway, tree 6 center.
Ignore the sync rate.
Cleared to land runway, tree 6
That'd be a
left.
go around if it was in real life, but I
Going to
can't trim like I can in real
126.15,
life.
American
It's a
29er
bitch to trim
75
the
heavy.
game. So with this setup I've got.
Charlotte Tower, American 19er 60 heavy, 6 miles south inbound, ILS runway, tree 6 left approach. American 19er 60 heavy, Charlotte Tower. Altimeter tree 0.091, 147 at 4.
We'll get a sync right here.
Cleared
I just
ILS
need to do
runway,
it.
tree 6
Keep
left
us on.
approach.
Ignore the sync rate.
American 19er 60 heavy, number 3 for landing.
100.
Follow the aircraft
Sync
on
rate.
final. Wind 147 at 4.
30.
Caution the Cessna
20.
Skyhawk landing runway, tree 6 center. Cleared to land runway, tree 6 left. Cleared to land runway, tree 6 left, number 3, American 2254 heavy.
Alright, we're going all the way up. I don't see
Cleared to
this
land
big
runway, tree
section
6
on the
left,
right
number
here.
3, American 19er 60
I
heavy.
don't know what this big open section is on the right here, but we're going where that American is right here, looks like.
121.8 American 2268 heavy. Goodbye.
He's parked. See, like, he's not getting the hell out of the way. He should be getting out of the way there. You block it so other aircraft can't get off the runway is not a good idea.
Endeavour Flight 088, contact ground on 121.8.
21.8. There we go. He's moving.
Exigent 855 number 4 for landing. Follow the aircraft on final. Wind 147 at 4. Caution the Cessna Skyhawk landing runway, tree 6 center. Cleared to land runway, tree 6 left.
121.8 Endeavour 5088. Goodbye.
American 19.
Roger, Blue Streak 5502.
Charlotte ground, Endeavor 5088 request taxi to the gate.
Endeavor 5088 taxi to gate Alpha 1 tree using taxiway Whiskey 7 Whiskey Sierra Victor Victor 5 cross runway 18 center Victor 5 Echo 15.
I think we'll take
Taxi
November,
to
thanks.
gate Alpha 1 tree via taxiway Whiskey 7 November cross runway 18 center November Echo Echo 14 Endeavor 5088.
Charlotte ground, American 25908 heavy, requesting pushback.
Alright, after landing checklist APU is on, transponders gonna be off. Radar is off, lights are set, probes are coming off. Okay, probes are off.
Charlotte ground, Blue Streak 5525, requesting pushback.
The probes are on. Let me put the probes off.
Blue Streak 5525 pushback request accepted. American 2268 heavy hold position, caution the departing Airbus A20N.
That's going to be him in front of us, getting a stop.
Hold position, American
That's why they don't
2268
clear you to
heavy.
cross the runway. You get up there and you hold, and then they clear you.
American 2268 heavy hold position, caution the departing Cessna Skyhawk. Hold position, American 2268 heavy.
Yeah, brought me his toys, who's screaming at me. Alright, let's get us across here.
Charlotte ground, Blue Streak 5525, requesting the end of pushback. Blue Streak 5525, request to end pushback received.
Yeah, it's nice to actually have it be a little busy. This is pretty damn busy right now.
Charlotte ground, Blue Streak 5525 with Quebec ready to taxi IFR. Blue Streak 5525 taxi to and hold short of runway tree 6 center via taxiway, Foxtrot cross runway 5 Foxtrot Alpha Echo Echo 1. Contact tower on 1 tree decimal tree 5 when ready.
Alright, let's give us some
Charlotte
taxi.
ground, Blue Streak 5187 with Quebec ready to taxi IFR. Blue Streak 5187 taxi to and hold short of runway tree 6 right, using taxiway Delta Delta 1. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready. American 2268 heavy hold position, caution the departing Cessna Skyhawk. Taxi to and hold short runway tree 6 right, via taxiway, Delta Delta 1, Blue Streak 5187. Charlotte ground, Blue Streak 5488 with Quebec ready to taxi IFR. Blue Streak 5488 taxi to and hold short of runway tree 6 center via taxiway, Foxtrot cross runway 5 Foxtrot Alpha Echo Echo 1. Contact tower on 1 tree decimal tree 5 when ready. Hold position, American 2268 heavy.
I'm here all day.
Charlotte ground, American 2633 heavy, requesting pushback. American 2633 heavy pushback request accepted. American 2268 heavy hold position, caution the departing Cessna Skyhawk.
Problem is, we gotta cross
American 2268
36
heavy
center.
hold position, caution the departing Airbus A20N.
That's what we're waiting on. We're on November, not whiskey. We're on November, and we're
Taxiing
looking
hold short
across.
runway tree 6
We
center
gotta
via
wait for,
taxiway, Foxtrot cross runway 5 Foxtrot Alpha Echo
wait
Echo
for them
1
to
Blue
stop.
Streak 5488. Hold position, American 2268 heavy.
I think that's the guy right in front of us here, getting the whole position. They keep taking off aircraft instead of taxiing him. Come on. IRL, I wouldn't care being paid. Shutdown 2.
Charlotte ground, American 263 Heavy, requesting the end of pushback. American 263 Heavy request to end pushback received.
Burn too much fuel running 2 engines right now.
Charlotte ground, American 263 Heavy with Quebec ready to taxi IFR. American 263 Heavy taxi to and hold short of runway 36 center via taxiway, Foxtrot cross runway 5 Foxtrot Alpha Echo Echo 1. Contact tower on 1 tree, decimal.
Alright, we got
5,
3 takeoffs here. And then hopefully
American
get going.
2268 Heavy hold position. Caution the departing Cessna Skyhawk. Taxi to and hold short runway tree 6 center via taxiway, Foxtrot cross runway 5 Foxtrot Alpha Echo Echo 1 American 263
Yeah, this belly's not on any of the charts right here. I don't know what that's all about.
American 263 Heavy hold position. Caution other traffic.
So he's taking off. We've got this one. And then hopefully we can get a taxi. I don't know who this guy is. He's also holding
Hold
across.
position, American 263 Heavy. Hold position, American 2268 Heavy.
They wouldn't just keep telling you hold position. They would then tell you would just keep holding position until they tell you to cross. It's like ATC, come on, man. They just need to like they could pay me a little bit of money and I'd go tell them like fix this, fix this, fix this. Now here we go. We might get a taxi here. We got 1 engine up, so.
American 263 Heavy. Continue taxi.
Might be the guy in front of
American
us.
2268 Heavy. Continue taxi. American 2268 Heavy. Hold position. Caution the departing
Right.
Airbus A20N.
Tell them to taxi, then you tell them to hold. What the hell, man? Wasting time.
Roger, American 263 Heavy.
Come on, man. I don't know why he stopped so far
American
back, too.
263
Should be
Heavy,
stopped
hold
right up
position.
against the runway.
Caution other traffic. Hold position.
I'm gonna
American
taxi through him if
2268 Heavy.
he doesn't start moving his
American
ass.
2268 Heavy. Continue taxi.
There he goes. Finally. Got 1 engine up, so I
Charlotte
gotta
ground,
spool it
Delta
quite a bit to get
1429er
moving
heavy
here.
taxi to the gate.
Alright, they got
Delta
this one guy. We
1429er
might gotta
heavy
stop
taxi
here.
To gate Alpha 26 using taxiway Whiskey 7 November cross runway 18 center November
See, he just
Echo
disappeared.
Echo
What the fuck?
14.
Jesus. All that. See if she stops me.
Hold position American 263 Heavy.
Hopefully not. We got it.
Taxiing to gate Alpha 26 using taxiway Whiskey 7 November cross runway 18 center November Echo Echo 14 Delta 1429er heavy.
Finally, I gotta cross. See all the airplanes lined up? Jesus. Alright, I'm trying to find gate 22. I don't see it, or the gate that we're going. I'm just gonna pick a gate and put it in.
Charlotte ground frontier flight
That's X.
1384 heavy
Okay.
requesting
It's got a
pushback.
big X on it. We don't want to go where the X is.
Frontier
Come on,
flight
turn.
1384 heavy pushback
Got
request
full brake and
accepted.
I got full rudder. We're not turning. Weird they closed that taxiway there.
Charlotte ground
I think we're on this.
5463
Are we
heavy
in this
taxi
line
to
or the
the
next
gate.
line? I think we're on the next line up here. Well, where we're supposed to be. Delta's supposed to be over here, so. And I think we're on this inside line. Let's just go. I got a bunch of bullshit in there. I got a TBM sitting at the gates. Bunch of stuff with this version of the sim that's unimpressive to me, like putting GA at the gates and stuff like that. It's like, oh, man, come on, man. Should be able to get this stuff right. It's Alpha 10. What gate did she tell us? It's gonna be so far up the list right now because she's talking to everybody and their
Charlotte
brother.
ground frontier flight 1384 heavy requesting the end of pushback.
Alpha 13.
Frontier flight 1384 heavy request to end
Alright, it's
pushback
behind us.
received.
Go to 13. was on the end there.
Charlotte Ground Frontier Flight 1384 Heavy with Quebec ready to taxi IFR.
We got one engine, so I
Frontier
gotta
Flight
spool it way up to
1384 Heavy
move.
taxi to and hold short of runway 36 right. Using
That's
taxiway
because I
Mike
put the
Romeo
thrust up
cross
so
runway
much
22
that it
Golf
thinks we're
Charlie
trying to take
Charlie
off,
1.
so it's telling me you don't have flaps.
Contact tower
It's like,
on
I know, I'm not
118
taking off.
1 when ready.
Alright, that looks like that's 10. 12B.
Taxi to and hold short runway
12.
36 right using taxiway Mike Romeo
Is it
cross
here?
runway 2
13.
tree golf Charlie Charlie 1 Frontier Flight 1384
Probably this
Heavy.
one. E13.
Charlotte Ground Exejet 539er
13.
requesting pushback.
The tug in the way?
539er pushback request accepted.
Just park the tug right in the way. Alright, whatever, we'll drive through it.
Charlotte Ground Blue Streak 5586 requesting pushback. Blue Streak 5586 pushback request accepted.
Alright, we don't have to listen to her anymore. Alright, very good. So we're in. Let's get the doors open.
Ladies and gentlemen, the door is open. Please make your way to the exit and please make sure you have all your personal items and carry-on luggage.
And the flight attendant will actually tell us when all the passengers are off. I can't open the door, can I? I don't think I can. That'd be kind of cool to open the door. You could back out with thrust reverses, it works, but it's not allowed. You don't, it's, since Air Florida, nobody does put backouts. And the problem too is you need to use the thrust to stop. You can't use the brakes because you'll end up on your tail. Because you'll hit the brakes and the plane will crash down on its tail, so they always push you out. You don't do, like what they'll do for like, say, for some regional jets is, say for example, they will pull this jet bridge all the way over to as far right as it can and as far back, and you will actually taxi out of this gate before you do a power back. You don't do power backs. I haven't done power backs for years. All right, let's go ahead and we'll finish this up. All right, so that was a good flight. Nice and busy getting in there. So, you know, kind of lesson learned from going into JFK earlier. I definitely have to plan the whole flight out. The ATC is just too stupid in game for me not to do that. It just really screws the pooch trying to have ATC do itself. So I really need to like make sure we're from gate to gate essentially, or else it's going to be really silly. But thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like the video. If you're new and enjoyed it, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.